Ja. Raket eller? Filmkort.
Misalnya sama pionir.
Hold me close till I get up. Time is barely on our side. I don't wanna waste what's left. The storms we chase are leading us, and love is all we'll ever trust. Yeah, no, I don't wanna waste what's left. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go. Finding life along the way, melodies we haven't played. No, I don't want no rest. Echoing around these walls, fighting to create a song. I don't wanna miss a beat. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go. And we'll grow in number, fueled by them to see the horizon, turn us to thousands. And we'll grow in number, fueled by them to see the horizon, turn us to thousands. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go.
This morning I'm sharing the stage with guinea fowl, and quite a few of them, as you can see. They're sharing the stage with guinea fowl and barking dogs in a residential area here in Somerset West.
In the heart of shadows where headlines grow, a name engraved in whispers and undertow. Ambassador, no title, now it seems so stark. When walls talk back and windows cry, boundaries drawn under heavy skies. In the space between the said and seen lies a story that cuts unclean. Hold the ties that thread and tangle tight. Diplomatic dances in the cold moonlight. A step misplaced and the stage does sway. Persona non grata carried far away. Persona non grata carried far away.
I'm saying bye to all the lies and all the times you cried, saying that I wasn't right, yet I was right by your side. You manipulator, playing games, your friends commentators, and I don't know what you say about our private conversations, but it's got them hating. Thanks to all the rumors you be claiming. It's cool, I'm done with you, so they can throw you a celebration. You gon' hate it when you see me with somebody living better. I'm trying to tell you that me just doing me gon' have you jealous.
Tuesday, March 18th, 2025. It is almost 11:40 now. Got to fix that clock. It's always falling behind. Not the best timekeeper, but it does look good on the screen. It does help us keep a record of what does transpire and when it does transpire. Hey, there's a super chat from Len Crow. 14 Rand. Thank you for that, Len. Appreciate you getting us started right there. 141 people here at this very early morning hour in South Africa, in Europe, and late here on the East Coast of the United States. Well, welcome everybody who's joining us here. Appreciate you being here. And we got a new member. Who's the new member? I missed that. So let's go back to that. We got a couple of Mau, welcome for your membership. Thank you so much. And then Len Crow, your 1 month membership renewed. Thank you so much, Len. Appreciate that. It's the best news channel. Thank you. Well, not everybody feels that way, Len. Apparently, some people feel that what did he say? What did this guy say? Hang on a second here. I got to pull this bad boy up here. Just a second. Well, I'm not going to find it. We'll get to it later. Anyway. Yeah, insulting people, calling people whining and stuff like that. Apparently, triggered someone who never seen on the program before, typical, and then came on and started complaining about stuff. But listen, I don't know what you're all doing on Sunday. I don't know why it's Sunday. Perhaps there's an overnight somewhere en route. But on Sunday, apparently, there's a watch party if you want to join it. I mean, look, if you guys, if you want to go, I mean, it's going to be a party at the Cape Town International Airport. It's very exciting. And we're encouraging people to go out and show your solidarity with the African National Congress for the return of its disgraced ambassador. That should be very exciting. So if you'd like to go on Sunday, just be careful where you park. Parking can be a bit of a problem at the Cape Town Airport. It's a little pricey. Anyway, just if you want to go, it's all there for you. It's all for the taking. Enjoy yourself on Sunday, 23rd of March, 2025. Just barely, not even 2 months after he departed the country. It's the ANC Dula Omar region welcomes home former Ambassador Ibrahim Rasool, encouraging Cape Townians to come out in solidarity for Ambassador Rasool. That's at 11 a.m. on the 23rd of March, Cape Town International Airport. And yeah, there you go, folks. Check it out. That should be exciting, hey? Yeah, I'll tell you. Let me know if you go. Take some pictures. Let us know. We'd love to hear how it went for Ambassador Rasool. I mean, will they give him the key to the city or something exciting like that, perhaps? I don't know. You guys tell me. Will we get the key to the city? What do you think? What do you think? Anyway, so perhaps. We'll see if he gets it. Meanwhile, I had to do some checking on comments. I had 1,200 comments on that video I did earlier today. It's a little bizarre how people lose their minds. Number one, you can tell the trolls because they don't even bother to watch the content. First off, telling me they're going to take my land. You can take my land. First off, I don't own any land, but I do own land. Bring your ass over here in America and let's see how long you last. Come on over here, buddy. Take my land. Smart asses. The stupid people should wear signs. That way you wouldn't ask them questions. Yeah, and you wouldn't bother with their comments. But stupid people, bunch of idiotic trolls. One person's feelings are really hurt. A couple people asked a bunch of silly questions, and that's fine. People are welcome to ask questions. But it just gets kind of old when the videos are all there. There's a playlist for it, and then people come and they watch a video that's completely unrelated to the question they want to ask. They ask an off-the-wall question. If it was one or two people, it'd be okay. But when you have 1,271 comments to scroll through, and about a third of them are racist, it takes a while to get through it. So I'm not in the habit of deleting comments on videos, but on this video, I did delete comments because, I mean, you can't tolerate racist. If I had the time and energy and an attorney, we just simply report them all to the South African Human Rights Commission. But, you know, they won't do anything about it. They won't do that because their racism and bigotry directed against me, and I'm insufficiently pigmented, so that means, I can't be racistly discriminated against according to the captured South African Human Rights Commission, which is really sad. I guess they don't know what Ubuntu is. Ubuntu. Yeah, it's just something I just can't quite figure out. But anyway, so I did 2 videos that got a lot of attention. And by the way, thank you to the trolls and the hate wankers who watch the videos because you're really driving the algorithm. People are commenting the videos and checking them out, and I get credit for your views, and you have to be a subscriber to make a comment. So yeah, thanks. I know you quit being a subscriber after. That's why the numbers kind of fluctuate and go slowly right now because the hate wankers are coming in and with their free hand, whether left-handed or right-handed, whichever hand is not gripping that member, and they're busy with the other hand typing on the keyboard. So I guess if you're right-handed, use the left-handed type. If you're left-handed, you got your grip, and then you use right. Anyway, whatever. But thanks a lot for that. Appreciate it. But you take your bigotry and racism elsewhere. Just stupid stuff. My video made no commentary. In fact, I made statements in the video that I wasn't in favor. I wasn't encouraging him to leave or encouraging him to stay. Simply reporting the story. The 2 stories were the breaking news story I did earlier today, in which I said that the South African Chamber. By the way, Neil Diamond will be back on the program this weekend. So Neil Diamond will be on the program this weekend, and we'll get him back on, and he's going to talk to us about his trip to South Africa and tell us what they did. And I'll be asking questions. So if you don't like Neil Diamond, then don't be here. If you want to sing, Sweet Caroline with us, you're welcome to do that. Not that Neil Diamond, but he'll be back on the program this Sunday. Tomorrow, Thursday. Now it's almost Wednesday here, but Thursday, Neil DeBeer will be back on the program. We're going to chat about a bunch of stuff, and yeah. So anyway, so I did that video, and I said that they delivered these things. That wasn't speculation. That was on Newsroom Africa. They came on after I did the video. I knew they were going to do it. It was scheduled to come on at 7:30 Saturday time, so I released the video before that, and it was timely. It was an hour and a half before that, and it told people this was going to happen. I got people saying speculation is, speculation. What are you speculating? What kind of reporter are you? It wasn't speculation. It's analysis. You might have missed the part where I'm an intelligence analyst. So sorry, maybe you're reading Rebecca Davis from the Daily Maverick, who thinks that I'm just a right-wing podcaster and doesn't know actually all my talents. So yeah, it wasn't speculation. It was a reasoned analysis of the information available, and it was a scoop telling people this was going to happen, thanks to one of my viewers who found out that they were going to be on. So that was the first one. People lost their mind on that. That one guy said, "Oh, why are you insulting us and call us crime?" I didn't call you names until you attacked me. You attacked me. You were abusive. So I said, "Okay, you want to be attacked? All right, stop crying like a baby." There you go. Now you got what you wanted. You've been insulted now. "Oh, I can't believe you'd say this. I can't believe you'd do this. Oh my gosh. Oh, that's not very adult of you." Oh, please. And they just went on and kept. The leftists always move the goalpost. Well, they complain about this, and then you address it. Well, no, it wasn't that. It was this. And then it's just, and the next thing you're just arguing with them all night. So whatever. You want to say sayonara, buddy? Go. You want to go to Argentina? Go to Argentina. We don't really need people like you here. You're Debbie Downers. You're people that bring everybody down, and you're just a troublemaker. So bye-bye. If you want to come in here and apologize, you're welcome to stay. You want to come here and watch, you're welcome to stay, but don't bring your bullshit here. Anyway, so I don't really need it. I didn't have your bullshit 6 weeks ago, and I sure don't need it now. So there you go. All right, so that was that video. And then the second video I did was the one in which gosh, now I'm drawing a blank here. That's the one that really people got torched over. The update on Trump. Yeah, this was, okay, so one of my viewers, many of my viewers sent an email. So let's roll the clock back. In February, I gave that email address when it appeared on the website for the embassy in Hatfield on Monday. I said, here's the email address. And you can write to them if you want, but I don't know if anything's going to come of it because there's no program. Well, a bunch of people did write to it. Not because I recommended it, but just because it was there. So I gave it to them. They wrote, and it turns out that those people, some of those people, and by the way, those people are not just in Pretoria. I know people in the Western Cape who got an email invitation to go to Pretoria, and they're flying up to go to Pretoria for this interview. So people from all the country got it, but it was a limited number. In fact, in this family, there were 5 people that applied. 5. I forgot about the thumb there. 5. And only 3 of them got the invitations. So it appears that this is a preliminary stage, that the embassy is gauging interest in talking to people. And so I did that video, which was factual. Again, I said in the video, I'm not encouraging you to stay or leave. I'm just bringing the information, and I'm analyzing what we know based on my viewer having gone there. This is what they asked for. This is how the meeting went. This is how the gentleman interacted with them. He was kind of, standoffish and, professional and just remote, asking questions, your name, your date of birth, your favorite color, your sexual position. Now, that was out of bounds. That's a yellow card. Yellow card. You can't ask questions like that. That's a yellow card. No, but seriously, asking questions. And okay, so, and why are you interested in this program? Well, it's been pretty off here. I was stabbed 15 times. Yeah, so then what do people get from that? Oh, I guess I can't go if I haven't been stabbed. Who said that? Who said that? Where do people get this stuff from? I swear, man, it's absolute insanity. Look, you have to wonder if people are just pissing on your leg or pulling your leg. Honestly, where do you get that from? Never stated, never implied. No indication that you had to do that. I just explained what happened so you can understand how humanized. And just like I told people to tell them the truth when they ask you questions. Well, no, I can't go. And then, of course, the typical questions been coming all along. And I understand these because people aren't paying attention, don't know about it. Well, I guess I can't go because I'm colored. I guess I can't go because I'm English. Dude, we don't know. We don't know. If you've been watching my content at any point all along, you wouldn't be asking these questions. Anyway, so I made a video on mean tweets and video reaction responses. So if you don't like it, too bad. If you want to leave my channel because of it, get over yourself. You're not that important. I'm not that important. It's just analysis of people, and it wasn't all negative. I took comments from people and answered their questions as well. So anyway, just a random smattering. It was really depressing sitting here reading this abusive, vile, putrid, disrespectful comments that people make towards me when I don't know who the frick they are, and I'm just sending 2 of them about them, and they're attacking me. Someone tell me to go screw a dog. Really, buddy? Stop shagging sheep behind the barn there, buddy. Stop shagging sheep behind the barn. Yeah, I must have deleted that in the video because I don't remember that. Did I put that in the video? I can't remember if I talked about it in the video now. But, this guy was really abusive. Anyway, just a bunch of clowns, man. A bunch of clowns. You do this to help people out, and you try to make this difference in the world, and this abuse you get. Again, I'm not asking any of you to leave South Africa. I'd be happy if everybody stays in South Africa. I told you, don't come to my house. And if it hurts your feelings that I'm direct, well, that's too bad. When we're getting shot at, you going to listen to me then? Going to get your ass down on the ground, get behind that cover like I tell you to? Or are you going to stand there and argue with me and get your head shot off? Dumbasses, man. Dumbasses. Lots of them out there. All right. Is the alert box off? No, it's on. All right. Now let me go back to the beginning and say hello to all the Neanderthals, the canines, the Homo sapiens, the homosexuals, the heterosexuals, the transgender, the blue, the green, the red, yellow, white, the red, black, Christian, Muslim, Jew, Buddhist, Wiccan, whatever you are, folks. Welcome to the program. We have no animosity towards any of you except racist hate wankers. You all can take it on the arches. You can foot sick. You can hit the road. We have no desire to talk to racists or bigots here. I've had to ban a couple people past couple days who just, kept pushing the envelope and being silly. You're not welcome here. If you want to come here, if you like me and you're a racist, don't chat. Don't chat. If you don't like me, don't care, and you're a racist, don't chat because you're going to get moored. You're going to get PK'd. You're going to get blixemed. That's what's going to happen here. We're going to bring the hammer down like Thor. And by the way, racists come in all shapes and colors. Yep. All shapes and colors. And yes, white people can be racist against white people and black people can be racist against black people. True story. For those who haven't realized that. So Charles came in early. Charles Van Alton says, good morning, RSA. AJ Quinn was here early. Rion332, AJ Quinn, Ingrid Kenny. Have you all watched the video from Chris 6 hours ago? Which one was 6 hours ago? Must be the $275,000 for Connor. Is that the one? Yeah, I'm not sure when that came up. That must be the one. Or the update from the embassy. I'm worried that some of us will be stuck here forever. Why are you worried that some of you will be stuck here forever, Prodigy? Please explain that to me. Why are you worried? Do you also make some of the assumptions I just talked about? There's no basis for making those assumptions. People are making themselves nervous for no reason. The Prodigy nods a smile. Welcome to Sloth Puppy. Oh, I'm a Sloth Puppy. OG. Here in the very beginning. Disappeared for a long time. I'm back again. Either that or somebody stole your ID. Thomas Holmes, good morning, and all else in the community. Wishing a safe, blessed day. Hopefully soon we'll get all... Yeah, okay. How's it going, Thomas? Fred Barunga, welcome to you. Hendo is here, our moderator extraordinaire, MCM. Good morning. Hit the like button. Please do that. Please do that. 134 likes. and Die Barum, Dave Wilson, Jappie Brandt, Venezia Reind, Xander van Rensburg, Christina, and Jappie counted it down, and I was a little bit late. That was because I had a technical issue here between my phone and the computer. I had to fix something before I could go live. People at the embassy conducting the interviews, are they South African? This was an American, Xander. They won't be South African, no. They shouldn't be South African. This was an American, yep. He's from U.S. government employee. This person was. Now, I don't know if future interviews will all be U.S. government employees because, you know, if 275,000 people or 67,000, 100,000, 200,000 want to come, that's a lot of interviews. A lot of investigation going to go on there. Dylan Warren, Arctic, Angie Brand, Mau, Dragon Lord, good morning to you. Jeremy D is in from Indonesia. What's going on there, brother? Chris Matea, okay, welcome to you. And then Anthony von Blerk, Philip Duplessis, Len Crow. Hey, Len. Odin's Viking, New Galaxies, Ellie, Ruvani Fribus, another one been around for a long time. Peter LaGrange, excited to see the new updated video from Chris. I heard him say at about 5:25 that it doesn't look like it is for everybody. You heard me say it doesn't look like it's for everybody? Huh? No. 5:25 in that video? Let's. I got to see that. I got to hear what you're talking about. 5:25 in the video. I'll get you through this ad first. Oh, come on. Snow? Oh, it's an Allianz ad from Germany. German insurance. Oh, look, it's white people. Oh, my goodness, there's white people in the ad. Wow, I thought they were extinct. 5:25. Okay, here's 5:10. Was one of 5 family members that sent the email, but only 3 of them received invites to the embassy. The current process that's underway right now would appear to be largely an effort to gauge interest in the refugee resettlement program with the offer from President Trump and the preliminary background work for those who are actually going to apply. Doesn't look like... I'm sorry. They're looking at everybody. The 3 invitations received... Okay, so that line is what you took. It doesn't look like everybody. They're not looking at everybody for the preliminary. They're trying to get a feel for how this is going to go. We don't do in-country refugee vetting very often. So, Peter, wow, people take all kinds of things. You are inferring something not implied. My goodness, what am I supposed to do? Just say they went to the embassy and it went well. I mean, I'm trying to give you analysis here, folks. So I'm sorry that you inferred that, Peter, but nothing was implied there. You're inferring incorrectly. You were inferring wildly incorrectly. But thank you for the time hack so I could go see what it was that was said, which was concerning you. But there's no basis to be concerned. You're mistaken. You're mistaken. There's nothing to see here. These aren't the droids you're looking for, okay? Can't believe the rude comments you're getting in your video. People are stupid. I know, and it's not like if I came out and said, "Hey, yeah, get out of that racist South Africa. Get over here to America, man. We want you all over here. Well, we're going to take white people. Well, we're going to do this. Well, we're going to do that. No, that's not what I did. Who that? I didn't do that. All I did was objectively report on the stuff and the abuse. You know, I mean, at some point, you know, you start to go, wait a second, I'm a colonel, man. Why are you talking to me like that? You can get your ass whooped, boy. Come here. Yeah, no, I can't believe you, Dretha. It's unbelievable. I mean, I make the videos for people, shitheads, but apparently just encourage a lot of shitheads. M, very good morning, everyone. Haven't slept. A long way to go. Oh, okay. Sorry you haven't slept, M. Okay, Raina Fletch. CB, thank you for all you do. CB, I sent you a note. Let me see if you responded. Let me see if you responded. Oh, okay. Good. Okay, good. CB, you're one of the people I don't want to misunderstand, and I didn't think you would, so good. Now, I do have the email address. I received an email 11 March. Okay. Venezia did receive an email for an interview, because a lot of people who wrote to the embassy didn't get that. They pick people selectively. Doesn't mean you're not going to get called. Doesn't mean you are going to get called. Doesn't mean anything. It just means that there's progress. So instead of being excited going, oh, yes, look, they're doing something. Man, we've been waiting for 40 days and 40 nights. Wait, is that a movie? Yeah, anyway, we've been waiting forever. It's so slow. The Americans are so slow. Instead of going, whoa, there's movement here. Something's happening. Yeah, all right. Well, okay. No. Oh, I guess I can't go. I haven't been stabbed. Well, the colonel said he can't go because they're only looking at a couple people. Fuck. My fuck malaise. Damn, I'm screwed. Come on, folks. Come on. This was a good news story, okay? That was the purpose of making a video. If I'm going to bum you all out, I won't bother making any videos. You got to be more discerning here, folks. I didn't say, oh, you're screwed, blued and tattooed. Didn't say that. I said this is a good thing. It is a good thing. Duvet Martins. Did I sleep? No. So guys, who will be who's going to join for Ibrahim Rasul? If you go, let me know. Let me know. Morning, Robert Franklin Moore, driving to work. Be careful on that drive. Anthony Van Blair, real Wesley Smith, as opposed to the fake Wesley Smith. We know who that is. Actually, don't. Never heard of him. Anthony Van Blair, make it a rule out of respect. Hit the like button. Yeah, please hit the like button, folks. Drive the algorithm as much as it's trying to hold us back. Yolande, welcome to Neanderthal White Dogs. Hello to Neanderthals and fellow canines. Jeremy says, I'm struggling to keep up. Oh, it's my time, yeah. Roxy, what's going on? Marius Fenta, hello to you. Troico Hawkeye, Chris Ferreira, New Nick. And there's Len Crow's super chat. That was, how much was that, Len? Oh, a couple of them came in, my bad. Whoa, okay, I got to jump forward, folks. Too far behind. Watch your video this morning. Wake up essay. Okay. Betts Corb, welcome to Devet Martin. Sonia, hello. I'm going to jump ahead a little bit here. Evan Galupter passed saying he gave a theory to the interview appointment people to receive. He asked me if he could use my video or if he could comment on it, but what's the theory he wrote? I didn't. Evan, are you here? What was the theory? I didn't get a chance to watch this video. I've been busy doing other production, responding to mean tweets. All right. The Hot Full Bikers. Okay. And Raina Fletch. Idiot of the Year. Who would want to go there? Jack Rabbit. Okay. Thank you. And Roxy and M were laughing there about something I did earlier, said earlier. Oh, you can use either hand. God, oh, Arctic, you're very ambidextrous and multi-talented. That comes in handy if you use one arm too much. There are no cure or pills for stupidity. That's true. Newsroom Africa is still posting nonsense about things regarding the refugee program. I'm sure they are, Ravani. And if and when it does come into effect and people come over here and get resettled, you're going to be like, will they bother to come over here and interview by it? No, I'll do that. I promise to interview people who come over the States if and when this does happen. If you're a refugee, you come over and I'll interview you. After you get here later on, I'll do that. There got to be somebody put in Pennsylvania and Maryland, close enough. Cynthia Fundamental, Kerry McDougall, Trevor Bush, Con Engman in from the Netherlands. How you doing there, brother? Imagine a year from now where all of us get to share our success. Well, that'd be great if you have that. Very strange emails. Evan made a video saying it's data collection. Well, it is data collection, but not in the way you think. Not in the way you think. I don't know what he said, but it is data collection. They have to make a decision. They have to anticipate. They have to see, and they're gathering information right now. All right, the emails that come in, that's give them some indication what's going on. The arrival of the South African Chamber of Commerce, which has nothing to do with immigration in the U.S., giving them 67,000 names, that's an indication something's going on. So they're collecting data. Of course, they're collecting data. NBC always collects data. But if you think they're collecting data to get your phone numbers and your birth dates and your sexual preferences so they can do something demonic to you, you're completely wrong. That's not what it's for. So I'm not sure what Evan meant by data collection, but of course you're doing data collection. You can't run a program without data collection. You have to have a basis. And if you're going to have to pay for all this crap, you're going to have to project how much it's going to cost. You have to know how much it costs by knowing how many people are involved. So there you go. Drop the floppy. Great IQ. I've been stabbed, says Odin. That's sad. Voldy, welcome to you. Kerry McDougall with 140 Rand super sticker. Oh, big heart there. There you go. I'm not good at this, but yes, hearts to you too. Hearts to you too. Thank you so much. A Nigerian man ran me over while I was riding my bike, a red light, and I pressed attempted murder charge, and he's not convicted. Almost died in hospital 3 weeks. Broke my pelvis and femur. Good Lord, Ravani. That's crazy. He ran you over intentionally, or it was an accident? Yeah, I know. One of the guys trolled me off for cons, trying to be a smartass, and I know what he said. I wasn't going to read it on air. Plus, my pronunciation would be bad, and they probably try to make fun of my pronunciation, so what's the point of that? Jess, I think people hear what they want. Exactly. People hear what they want to hear. Take the cotton out of your ears, clean the wax out, get down in there deep, get that wax out. Don't burst the eardrum. Get that wax out. And yeah, come on, man. Pay attention. Love your chats. Thank you so much for your information, Sherelle King. Hello to you. That's an interesting name for Sherelle, the way it's spelled. In South Africa, rumor has it that shack chickens. They shag chickens. Doesn't matter what you say. Some dipstick will red tripe into it. Yeah, no, it's a lot, though. This was, we get a few, but this was a lot. A lot. I mean, 1,200 messages. I probably deleted about 300 of them. Ignorance is a lifelong condition for some people. It is. Colonel, feel like sometimes you're talking to yourself. Don't worry about it. I do it all the time. It's an intelligent conversation. Good to hear there, Troyko. I hadn't thought about it that way. Everyone's stressed. Take a chill pill. Agreed, Chris Mattia. Modest Potkita. gave a 35 Rand super chat. Thank you for that. It's a super sticker. And people already gave 7 likes. And by the way, folks, you can like people's super chats. Do that. That's good for the algorithm too. Ignore the dumbasses, Colonel. Hey, Fanny Foster, what are you doing there? Graham Kelly. Let's hope it's happened. We didn't receive an email yet. Hopefully soon. Okay, Volmerans. I don't think anyone's going to receive an email soon from this effort. I think this is an effort. And now I have more time than just a 6 or 7 minute, 10-minute video. I believe this is an effort by the embassy, since they haven't bothered to respond to my request as a journalist. The State Department, I contacted them. They've blown me off so far, and good. I hope you crash their servers. I hope their IT people are pulling their hair out, because this is what they get for being so opaque. This is what the Biden regime did. They were opaque. They need to be transparent. And I asked the question. It was a perfectly legitimate question. I reached out to the correct people, and they've ignored me. It's now been Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. 5 days. It's going on a week since I made that request. It's a simple request. Are you behind this? And if they'd answered the question, explain to me what's going on, then it would have been no problem. But instead, they're doing this. It looks very, for the outside, for people who are untrusting, it looks very shifty. It's not shifty, but it may look that way to some people. I think my tulips are starting to die. Yep, the bottom one's already curling up there. So they're going to go. Oh, well, it was fun while they lasted. I got at least a week out of it. Tulips don't last long. They actually lasted longer than they would outside. There's no wind in here. Morning. Would the U.S. consider doing interviews at the various consulates? Rebecca, I've answered that question many times, but I'm going to answer it for you again because we're talking about this. Yes, we are not likely to be doing interviews just in Pretoria. That's insane. We don't provide simply consular services for Americans or for South Africans in Pretoria. In fact, we provide very little in the way of consular service there. We expect you to go to Joburg, to Leila Khalid, I mean Santon Drive. Yeah, so that would be the expectation. We have a consulate, our biggest consulate is in Joburg on Santon Drive, number 1 Santon Drive. Our other consulates are in Durban and Cape Town, and so that covers the country. And we do have a small consular section at the embassy in Pretoria, but that's usually to handle diplomats. They can handle others, but they have a limited basis. So this is a program for the embassy staff to see how it's going. I would guarantee you there's probably, I'm going to guess the person that interviewed my viewer probably went temporary duty from the States, came over from the population guys or whoever to do this interview. And they probably have embassy staff who sat in and watched it, maybe not in the room, but were aware of what was going on and got briefed and learned from it. It's a learning experience for them because they've not done this. Nobody's done this. I never did this in an embassy in South Africa. We don't do in-country or not in Africa. We don't do in-country refugee. This is rare. It's not unprecedented, but it's rare. So Rebecca, yes, I would expect not only would they do it at the consulates, but if there's too many people, they'll probably lease meeting halls, maybe Emperor's Palace, to have a big meeting room there and do interviews there. You could do hundreds of interviews in a day if you had enough interviewers. Yeah, no, I would suspect that. And Emperor's Palace is a piece of piss, you know. You go to Emperor's Palace, you go eat at, Cape Town, is there a Cape Town Fish Market? I can't remember. There's a great Indian restaurant in there. You go eat in one of the restaurants, whatever, wander around Emperor's Palace, and nobody knows. It's a conference center, and you park in any kind of place out there. There's tons of parking. That's what I would do. I mean, look, this is unusual, so we won't know till they do it, Rebecca, but I would expect that, if you honestly think that they're going to tell everybody in South Africa you have to go all the way to Pretoria for your interview on the hope that you might get it, that's pretty unrealistic. Why would we have consulates? We don't have consulates in multiple places. Most countries have one diplomat. You go to Liberia, we don't have a consulate anywhere. The consulate's in the embassy compound in Monrovia. That's it, the entire country. The people that come up from Maryland County, man, that's a brutal trip to get up there. You might as well get on a boat and sail up the coast. It's quicker and safer than trying to take cross-country roads. It takes forever to get up there. So it's the same thing in most of the world. It's rare that we have multiple consulates, except in large countries with a big American presence, like Japan, like Germany, like the UK, like South Africa. So anyway, I hope I answered your question, Rebecca. Sam says, I doubt getting an interview. Well, I doubt most of you will get interviews in this phase. Until a program is announced, I wouldn't expect many people to get the call up. And I was skeptical about this call up because the State Department did not answer my questions until I interviewed one of my viewers who had an appointment today, which we knew about. And we already analyzed the metadata to confirm it was a legitimate email. He went and it's taken care of. So there you go. Sarl Skuma, welcome to you. Stopped watching news years ago. This channel has all the info I need on global issues. Chris is so entertaining. Try at least once a day. Well, thank you, Jess. Appreciate you being here. New Nick 888 70 Rand super sticker. Thank you. Where's Arctic? Oh, there's Arctic. I was just going to say when I ring the bell, I look for Arctic. It's amazing how people only hear what they want, but listen, yeah, they don't hear. I think it's government-funded trolls that try to make you angry. Yeah, I'm not angry at South Africans. A phrase that helped me a lot to get by and still does. It goes like this. Just remember how stupid the average intelligent person is. Never remember that half is dumber than that. That's a good point. Just the sample size they are taking for interviews, it seems to test the waters. Exactly, JJ Perworth. You have inferred correctly what I was implying and openly stating. That's what they're trying to do. Yep. Good morning, Mandy von Ryan. David, I just answered that question, but you probably typed it before I said it because it was before 12 o'clock. How are they going to handle 150,000 interviews? The way I just said. The way I just said. They are testing the waters. Something is happening. Ruvani Fribus. That's correct. Yep, they can farm out not just to agencies, but to private vendors, private contractors. I'll tell you what. I'll tell you right now. If the State Department runs this program, and if I'm not the ambassador to South Africa, which is highly unlikely, but let's pretend I'm not the ambassador to South Africa. If they run this program and there's a huge turnout and they start hiring vendors, I will apply to come interview people in South Africa. I'll tell you that. Yeah, Charles, why so are people who understand the news? The wheels are moving. The wheels on the bus go round and round, round and round, round and round. The wheels on the bus go... Oh, God, I hate that song. I hear kids sing it, I just want to run. That's how politics, resource management, information gathering should be handled. The U.S. is setting the standard. Exactly, Jeremy. Thank you from Indonesia. It's a positive move. Thank you for reporting on it. You're very welcome. It's my pleasure. That was the point. But nah, people got to piss all over it. .305 people currently here. Right. What's this? Wake up? Wake up, boy. It's research. They're doing research on how they are going to do for all those. Yeah, exactly. Look, we don't need to do research for Chad or for Kenya. The camps have been there for 30 years. We know how it works. We've got a process. People are vetted. They're recommended to us. And we take a number in. Like we took in 40,000 last year from Africa. It's a set number. So that's not this program. That was the standard program. So anyway. Jeffrey Bernard says, thanks for the truth from New Zealand. You're welcome, Jeffrey. Thanks for tuning in from New Zealand. Good morning, Peter van der Westhuizen. Rainy and wet morning. Okay. Yeah, Grayling says, oh my God, I share your frustration. Yeah, no, I'm with you. Calm down, guys. 270,000 refugees isn't a small task. It will entail resettlement, and that takes a lot. Well, we don't know that's a number, Ruvani. That's just a number of people that are likely affected by those who showed interest to the South African Chamber of Commerce. Never mind who've shown it to the embassy or who have just held back waiting to find out what's going on. Thomas Tierney, love the part where you say to release your member. That's funny. Yeah, well, it's the problem, Thomas, is that they get a grip on that thing, those hate wankers, and they cut the blood flow off because they get so much blood engorged down there that they can't get up here. And so they get lightheaded and they can't think clearly. That's what it is, man. Jacques Mandelin van der Zand. That sounds very noble. Are you a Duke? Morning Classens, Desmond Clayton, Ruvani Frabis. Okay, Arctic. But hey, staffers are such hard workers and humble people. I have no reason to doubt Evan. I don't know that he's doing anything wrong. He doesn't give me any impression of that. Tent City, Pennsylvania. I don't think so. Did you make a video on the attempt to assassinate President Trump? Yeah, I did a bunch of those, Gideon. You mean last year in July? Yeah, it's a bunch of stuff on Trump. I mean, how many videos have I done that have Trump in the title? Let me see. Trump. Okay. I have 199 videos that have Donald Trump in the title. 199. Yeah, you'll find that. Let's see if I can say ASS. Assassination. Donald Trump survived second assassination attempt. Okay. Okay. Let's see. I got the Florida assassination. Butler. Nope. Let's see. Huh. Well, they're there. I did a bunch of them. You have to look for them. I'm not sure where they're under. I covered a lot on the news, but I did cover those quite a bit. Okay, Devet. Ugh. What's the estimated number of immigrants over a 5-year period? What, to the U.S.? Well, immigrants, the U.S. naturalizes 750 to 900,000 people per year. Yeah, we have to listen to shitheads in South Africa calling us racist, and 85% of those people are people of color. We let 750,000, 900,000 people every year become American citizens. That's more than the rest of the world combined. Yet we're evil. Oh, fuck off. I'm sick of hearing this nonsense. That's immigration. If that's what you're talking about, Holden. So I don't know how many people immigrate here every year, but it's obviously quite a few. If we have a consistent flow of 750,000 per year who become citizens, you have to have at least 750,000 people per year who came into the country as legal immigrants. So think about that. So U.S. naturalizations by year. There it is, because I've typed it up before. All right, here we go. Come on. In fiscal year 2024, 818,500 new citizens, naturalization ceremonies. Approximately 878,000 immigrants became U.S. citizens last year. And here are the numbers by month. The world can't keep up with this. October of 2023, which is the first month of the fiscal year 2024, 63,000. The slowest month was December at 53,500. The peak was in May, which is good weather. 76,300 people became American citizens. You imagine an administrative system that can handle this? All right, there you go. Houston, it took care of 3.3% of all naturalizations. Most of the people who were naturalized came from Mexico, 13%. Oh, but we're racist. The next were India, 6. Oh, we're racist. Philippines, 5%. Dominican Republic, Vietnam. None of those are white people except some of the Mexicans. They're not white people. People of color. Look where they're coming from. We naturalize them. And here's where they go. The top cities in California, Texas, Georgia, Florida, Illinois, Virginia, New York. Yeah, New Jersey. And here you go. Most of them are actually female. Wow. A little bias there. We got more females than males. And look at this. 7% of the women were 65 or older, became American citizens. Look at that. And here's the different sections of law that they applied for. 5 years here. 3 years, they married to a U.S. citizen. Military service, 2%. 7.5 years is the average time to become a U.S. citizen. And here you go. There you go. Median year spent before they became an actual... Oh, somebody just became a member. Oh, shoot. Sorry. I was trying... God bless it. I was trying to give you a salute. Sorry about that. Yeah, the median years. So people from Mexico spent almost 11 years before they became a citizen. Canadians, almost 10 or 11 years. And then look at this. Nigerians spent only 5 years and became citizens. Cost, a class of admission. Okay, immediate relatives, 18%. Parents, 7%. Children, 4%. Family preferences, employment preferences, refugees and asylum. There you go. That's the number you want right there. Refugees and asylees. Refugees were 6.3%. All right, so let's do the math. In 2024, the number of people who are refugees, who came here as refugees, living in FEMA tents, the poor bastards. You poor McGillicuddies. What are you doing coming over here? You're just going to live in tents. They're going to make you eat dogs and cats in Springfield. You poor bastard. You poor fat bastards. Sorry. 818,000. Let's times 0.063%. So, ladies and gentlemen, 51,534 refugees became naturalized American citizens last year. And you're not required to become one. That's how many last year. And then 3.1% asylum, but that's bogus. That's bullshit. They're not real asylum seekers. That's bullshit. Diversity visa, 4%. That's out. So you can forget about that. That's not happening anymore. Yep. So there you go. Wow. Look at that. Percent who passed the naturalization test, who took it, 94%. 89 initially, but 94 in a retake. So, only about 20% or less of the people actually have an attorney representing them for this process. 14% had their fee waived. Country of birth, 107,000 from Mexico became American citizens. Cuba, 33,000. Cuba's a closed country. Still 33,000 people became citizens. 150,000 of them, new Americans, live in California. 93,000 in Florida. 87,000 in New York. Yeah, so there you go, folks. I mean, that's just a little bit about it. Major metropolitan areas, Miami took in 17,000, Brooklyn 16,000, Bronx 12,000, both are New York. Houston 11,000, LA 9,000, New York 7,800, the greater city. San Jose, Chicago, Las Vegas took in 5,800 foreign nationals who became U.S. citizens. So there you go, folks. This is the data. That's the data. Now, that wasn't the data I was looking for. Let me see. Here we go. Naturalization of the United States from 1910 until the present. That's what. Here you go. So look at this. This is what you need to say. This is naturalization in the United States. Okay. Okay. So here you go. This is right there's the chart. On the left-hand side, it says thousands. That's 100,000, 200,000, up to 1 million. And on the bottom, it's the year 1912 until 2020. This data runs through. In 2020, 2017, the first year Donald Trump was president, at that point, it was one of the highest rates ever. It dropped because of COVID down here, and then it came back up. But we naturalized, even in the slowest year of the Trump administration, which was during COVID, 625,000 foreign nationals became American citizens. So stop with the nonsense, these idiots that talk about America. They don't know what they're talking about. They don't know what they're talking about. Magnus Potgieter, thank you for the 35 Rand super sticker. I'm fine. Reynold Peters say thank you. Sinette says, do you all think we have to email the embassy even though you were on the business chambers list handover? Yeah, I don't know what's going to happen there. You take your own, nothing ventured, nothing gained. The email's there. If you want to send it, send it. I don't know. Don't worry about duplication. They'll figure that out. Christo Deploy, hello to you. Hello to you. Tyron Funda Malva. I've been in Thailand for the past 9 years. I can't go back. Would you personally approach U.S. Embassy in Thailand with regards to the asylum process? Okay, Tyrone, are you asking to go asylum to America? That doesn't work. You can't get asylum from an embassy. You can't. You have to be in America legally to file for asylum. Are you asking about refugee program, Tyrone? Is that what you're asking for? If you're asking about the refugee program, you're already resettled elsewhere, so the U.S. is not going to entertain you coming here. I'm sorry. You can try to immigrate here and spend a lot of money with a lawyer. That's a different path. It's possible, but no, they're not going to entertain that most likely. You have to be not firmly resettled in another country. If you've been there for 9 years, that's firmly resettled. It's not like someone going on a short-term work visa and coming back to Dubai. That's different. Elizabeth Krug, welcome to you. Say, what else got here? Exciting that the U.S. Embassy has moved forward. Thank you for confirming this information. Yeah, I wanted to do it sooner, but the State Department's not being helpful. Renaming Stanton Drive seems to be a push to get a reaction from America. Can't understand why NC keeps pushing. Because they're idiots. They're idiots. Also a bunch of bigots and racists in those parties. I didn't see the interview on Newsroom. It wasn't available to me. I can't watch it unless they put it on the internet. Tom Hawk says, everybody calm down. Good evening, Ants. Good morning, actually. It's after midnight now. And Esme Pretorius, Hendo, Tomahawk, Ravani, Lizette von Logenberg. I love that name. Guten Morgen. Okay. Hoping and praying for the program for all that want to go. Better life for their children. If this starts rolling, they may even set up more local interview locations. Yeah, that's what I said. Yeah, even Bloemfontein would likely get some sort of, I would expect that PE and Bloemfontein would get a some sort of presence, would be my expectation. That's an expectation. The embassy might want to keep it on the down low as well. The government might not want us to leave if there are thousands. Oh, no, they don't want you to leave. Just add the weather to your channel and then we can all get the news here. Well, I don't have any sexy Hispanic Latino weather girls. If I had a Latina weather girl, I'd have her on. Okay. I sent a mail at 1 this morning and got an acknowledgement. Yeah, that's good. Okay, save that. Print it out. Save it in your account so you've got it. Okay. Amanda says, how do you know if the naturalization process is properly vetted? Lots of corruption, lower levels. I can't imagine Colombians and Mexicans at vest. Well, how do I know, Amanda? Well, I can't confirm. I'm not part of that process. I know how it's done. Whether they do it in every case, I don't know. I mean, I'm alarmed that we let 750,000 people become Americans every year. That's outrageous. It's ridiculous. That's too generous. No, but the rest of the world doesn't do that. And we just get shit on for it. I think it's ridiculous. But it's great news for everybody who wants to come here. Good morning from South Africa, Charmaine Peacock. Stellafor, Storm Chaser. Lizette von Logenberg. Also got an email, but it was a generic, basically saying they were waiting orders. Exactly. There you go. Lost friends because of asking for proof of their comments that President Trump is racist. Paula, don't talk to people about it. Just look, I mean, if people are that stupid, don't even talk to them. If they're not friends, then I'll tell you that much. They're not friends. If you can't have a conversation about Donald Trump with someone, then they're not friends. But if you don't want to lose them, then just don't talk about it, man. Discretion's the better part of valor. Just fired 389 employees with no pay. Let them ask the ANC government for a job. You're moving to Australia. Wow, Bondi. Wow, you just fired 389 black employees with no pay. Let them ask the ANC government for a job. I've packed my bags and moving to a civilized, safe, and prospering country called Australia. Well, I wouldn't call it civilized, and it also isn't prospering. It's languishing. Its economy's in a lot of trouble, and it's a fascist, totalitarian state. But it beats the hell out of South Africa, if you're coming from South Africa. Yeah. Australia disappeared. When they disarmed the citizens, it became a fascist, totalitarian state very quickly. Congratulations, you're out of there. Fired 300. So 389 people lost their jobs because of the way you were treated in South Africa. Oh, that's just one person. I don't know what your job or factory or farm was or whatever you did, but yeah. Wow, Bonnie, congrats. Love to hear more from you if you want to send me a WhatsApp. Roderick Adams. Good morning, JP Dreckmeyer. Yep, Storm Chaser on record. Wonder if the cost of passport's going up. I don't know. Please interview us. Good morning, Marius. I'll make no mistake. The ANC will make it hard for us to leave, but it will not stop us. I've emailed you, sent a WhatsApp, left a voice sent, you don't get back to me. Okay. Mr. Jardin. I don't have anything from you in my WhatsApp identifying yourself as Mr. Jardin. Again, I receive thousands of phone messages in WhatsApp from people I never asked for with the +27 code, country code. So, Mr. Jardin, if you want me to get to that, you're going to have to tell me in your WhatsApp that, hey, it's Mr. Jardin. Okay? I just did a search. There's no Jardin anywhere in my WhatsApp. Okay. Many of us served glorified security guards for the West and gained some experience. We're not just a bunch of worried tannies. Also, remember, folks, I can't do all these messages, respond to all of them, but I can when I'm transporting somewhere or riding with someone or sitting somewhere doing something else. I can look at my phone at my WhatsApp and the email a little bit harder. Okay, a sister 8's already a U.S. citizen. The whole family is there already. Should they write a motivation to get? Motivation this morning. If you've got family in the U.S. and they want to sponsor you, through one of the sponsorship programs, they won't sponsor you coming over. You can't do that. But when you arrive as a refugee, if they want to write a letter and tell their circumstances, I work here, I live here, I'm a U.S. naturalized citizen, we can help. This is my family. Yeah, that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. Just to have them write the letter, sign it, scan it, send it to you because you'll never get it in the mail. I have no idea what to put in the email. Very simple, Charmaine. Very simple. Hello, I'm an Afrikaner in South Africa, and I would like to apply for the U.S. Refugee Resettlement Program as soon as it's available. There you go. 625 in Pretoria. Yeah, no doubt, man. No doubt. It's 625. I got it right here on the screen. It says Pretoria. Okay. Michael Byrne, welcome to you. Storm Chaser. If you states you do not need a passport. I don't know that you don't need to have it. We don't know that. That's not a fact. If you can get one, get one. Okay. Still streaming. 30 kilometers away, moderate winds. Okay. Bach and Terry. It seems all embassy employees are South African ANC appointees. No, your facts, you're completely 100% wrong. You are 100% wrong. Why do you think that's the case? I take it you went to the embassy? Yes, every embassy is staffed primarily by third country or by the host nation employees. We employ them. They're not from the ANC. None of those people from the ANC. Well, if they are and they're spying on us, then they get fired. You think we don't have counterintelligence capabilities in our diplomatic missions around the world? I'm not laughing at you. I'm just laughing at the prospect. We have people that are responsible for that sort of thing. We keep an eye on things. That doesn't mean there aren't spies. I mean, Russia, we've had spies put in our embassies who are local employees, honey traps to try to trap the Marines and, give them a little bang bang and then, hey, you got to pay us off. No, I know people who are South Africans who work for the American embassy, and they're good people. They've been put in difficult situations in the past, but same with our employees in other countries because oftentimes they're viewed as disloyal by the host nation. When there's an antagonistic relationship between two countries, the host nation employees who work. I mean, who do you think drives their cars? We don't send a bunch of Americans over to drive the ambassador around. They're driven around by South Africans. Who do you think pulls the security guards? We don't send a bunch of American guards. We have Marines, but they're not there to guard the people. That's not their mission. So of course there's South Africans there, and of course you'll see lots of South Africans there. But they don't have access to certain things, and these are records they wouldn't have access to. They would not, because of the hazard it would present. So I wouldn't lose any sleep over that. And you guys are incredibly suspicious. Not good reason, but incredibly suspicious. Bessie says, I applied for a visa. I want to visit holy places, my religion. I was declined. The reason is that official does not believe I will return. Bessie, what religious holy place is in America? Maybe if you're Mormon. Are you Mormon? I don't know of any religious holy place. Are you Wiccan? What religious holy place in America were you declined? I've never heard that. We don't have Mecca. We don't have Medina. We don't have Jerusalem. We don't have Karawan. What holy place are you talking about here? I'm confused. Yeah, just because it's emergency for you doesn't mean it's emergency for someone else. Oh my goodness, Marius, you haven't been watching the content. The email address is right there in the video that I did, so you didn't watch it. Yeah, Bach and Terry, no, it's will the process start? Will the bias? No, there's no bias. They have nothing to do with it. Nothing to do with it. Nothing to do with it. I mean, just think of this, the foolhardiness of doing that. Why in the world would we let host nation people have access to personal information like that? No, that doesn't work that way. Okay, Earl got his answer, okay. Oh, there's an email right there. Thank you, Copy. Thank you, Copy. What a lovely lady. A packet of chips. Yeah, I mean, batshit paranoid. Well, lazy. I wasn't going to say that. Because then the guy's feelings would be, oh, you call me names? I can't believe you called me names, Colonel. Yeah. Been to a concert before in Dubai. All staff were working for Dubai except for the interviewers who were American. Exactly, Roy Pike. Stefan, my father-in-law was born in Belgium but grew up in South Africa. Government forced him to have an African shareholder. He closed the business and moved to Brussels. Totally ignorant situation. Yeah, no, a lot of people are. The press they're not really helping. Asking for a friend of a friend. Do you need to get all your documents apostled? I don't know what the hell that means. South African in Spain sent me a note and said it has to be apostled. What the hell is that? It sounds like something from the Bible, man. Is Martin Luther going to show up in the steps of the Wittenberg Church? You know, I don't know what an apostle to me is. One of the dudes hung out with Jesus. You know, I don't know what that means. Apostle. That's an alien word to me. It's like robot. It's a frickin' traffic light. It's not a robot. All right. By the way, none of you can come over. We're going to give you a test. If you can't say traffic light, you're not coming over. So get that out of your head right now. All right, everybody, repeat after me. Traffic light. Okay. All right. Trunk. I'm going to teach you English. Okay. You're going to learn English with Chris tonight. Traffic light. Now, I saw you, Jeremy. You said robot. I caught you. You're in Indonesia, but okay, traffic light. Okay. Okay. Trunk. Not a boot. It's a trunk. Not a boot. The hood of your car. It's a hood. That's right. It's a garage. Not a garage. It's the hood. Not a bonnet. A bonnet's what you put on your head. It isn't what covers the engine of your car. That's not a bonnet. A bonnet is what, women wore on the pioneer trails and also on the Great Trek. A bonnet. That's a bonnet. The thing on the front of the car is a hood. All right. It's a gas station. There's no such thing as petrol. Petrol doesn't exist. That's a short abbreviation for petroleum, which is a big product. Gasoline. All right? Gasoline. Okay. Gallons, not liters. Okay? All right. What else can we help you with here? Oh, yes. It is windshield, not a windscreen. You're not screening the wind. You're protecting yourself from the wind. A screen would have holes in it. Can you imagine? Think about that. It's a windscreen. So if it's a windscreen, you're just screening the wind. You're not blocking the wind. But a windshield, put your shields up, you block the wind. What genius ever called it a windscreen? It doesn't screen anything, man. It's a block. It's a wind block. It's a windshield. All right? Okay. All right. What else? Are you guys keeping up? All right? Yeah, it's not tomato sauce. Tomato sauce is for making spaghetti. Ketchup is a condiment. Tomato sauce is a sauce you pour on pasta. Okay? Fahrenheit, not Celsius. Or Kelvin. Well, tomahawk, tomato, and tomato, that's a difficult one because people say it both ways here. Special program Americans. Well, people do that. They do TikToks on German and American English. It's funny. That's right. It's French fries. Chips are crisps. We don't eat crisps. You want all of your chips to be crisp. Otherwise, they're stale. So your chips must be crisps, but your crisps are not chips. Does that make sense? Crisp is an adjective, not a noun. Okay? Chips. Well, thank you for the super chat there, Tian. Just because you paid 40 Rand doesn't mean you can say robots. So you want your chips to be crisps. To be crisp, not crisps. Crisps is a noun. There are no crisps. Okay? Your chips must be crisp. Otherwise, they're stale. All right? Yeah, lazy fries. It's not a serviette. A serviette's that freaking French waiter. No, a serviette. No, it's a napkin. It's a napkin, okay? Let's get this right. Robot, left is the correct side. Not to worry, Colonel. We're coming over to educate you. No, okay, look. With that attitude, Arnie, you're going to go back in 3 months. The correct pronouns are... Oh, my goodness. Dan Bailey's here. Hey, what's going on, man? What did Dan say? Oh, yeah, it's cookie, not biscuit. That's right. A biscuit. What's a biscuit? A biscuit's what you eat with gravy, man. Biscuits and gravy, man. Yeah, well, yeah, it's barbecue, not fried. But a biscuit is what you put in the gravy. It's not a cookie. A cookie's a cookie, man. Napkins go on baby's backside. No, nappies go on baby's backside. And by the way, they're not nappies. They're diapers, okay? Let's get that straight, okay? Diapers, not nappies, okay? All right. And you say, I'm going in the hospital. You don't say, I'm in hospital. What the hell is that? You need a definite article there. The hospital. Or an indefinite article. I'm going in a hospital. You don't go in hospital. What kind of nonsense is that? The English are so lazy, man. Breakfast sauce is a patty for us, okay? Big difference between a barbecue and a braai. Giving up role as NATO Supreme Commander of Europe. Well, that's shocking news. I don't think that's a smart move. That's not good. Wow. That's not good. That's not good. Wow. Huh. That's a mistake. I'll call out Trump on that. That's a mistake. That's breaking our national security. No, we can't trust the Europeans to be in charge of NATO. They'll start a war with Russia. Can't trust them. Can't trust them. Limp Bizkit. Yeah, that's a crappy band. Oh, you are Latter-day Saint. Ah, okay. Bessie, gotcha. The problem is probably your income. That's probably, I apologize for that. Bessie, I'm sorry to hear that. Yes, Latter-day Saint. Okay, I got it right, didn't I? That's the only religion that should have a religious site. And do you want to go to Salt Lake? And is that where you're headed? I'm sorry to hear that, Bessie. That's not religious persecution. You're not being persecuted. You're just being denied entry to the country. It's unfair, but it's not persecution. You're not being persecuted because you're Mormon. We got tons of Mormons here. We export them. It's probably how you became a Mormon, would be my guess, Bessie. I'm sorry to hear that. LDS are good people. Good people. Yes, now you need language retraining. You have to learn English when you come to America. Not that English Oxford crap, but real English. Yes, all right. You spell color without the U. That's French with a U. Couleur. It's not couleur, it's color. You color inside the lines. You couleur outside the lines with couleur. American lady at our church, she made the most awesome chocolate brownies. Are brownies American? Yes, they are. Especially those special brownies. Don't eat those, though. At least the word bacon's meaning is universal. Sort of, yeah. Gen Z are offended when people use punctuation. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. It's aluminum. That's right. Not aluminium. Aluminium. That sounds like some dude lives next to you. Hey, it's my neighbor, aluminium. What about Wednesday? How do you pronounce that? Wednesday. You don't pronounce the D. It's Wednesday. It's a trash can, not a rubbish bin. Yep. Yeah, we have cans, not bins. That's correct. That's right. That's right. It's a Band-Aid. It's a Band-Aid, not a plaster. Plaster is what goes in the wall. You put plaster on your hand, that's not going to work. It's going to crack and fall off. Yep. The only good Limp Bizkit song is from The Who. Yep. Yep. Aluminum siding. What is that? Well, I don't have aluminum siding. I got vinyl siding. Crimson Jewel. I like that username. Welcome to you. How do you pronounce it? Boerewors. Boerewors? How would you pronounce it? Who needs Netflix comedy if we have the Colonel? Dan says girls are ground corn. That's more breakfast item. Oh, grits. I thought you said girls. Grits. Yeah, grits. Hominy. Grits and hominy. Got a visa reject 2 years ago. The interviewer thought I was going to stay in the U.S. after I explained I was going to a friend's engagement party. It should not, because you're coming as a refugee. It shouldn't have any bearing. But if you have to answer the question honestly, Heather. Answer the question honestly. Yep. See, we're learning already. Sneakers, not tacky. Yeah, tackies. We're not tackies. What are tackies? It sounds like like on a motorcycle or a bike that you use to measure distance. It's a tachometer. I've got a tacky on here. No, they're sneakers or gym shoes, or more commonly we say tennis shoes, even though they're not for tennis. Yep. It's refugee, not asylum seeker. Yes, in your case, it's refugee, not asylum seeker. Correct. There is no accent twang, Jeremy. You already have an accent. Come on, man. You're trying to tell me that people in Indonesia understand what the hell you're saying? Do you understand the words coming out of my mouth? Don't nobody understand the words coming out of your mouth. It's still the best scene when Chris Tucker blows up that first movie. That's great, man. I love that. And he breaks into Michael Jackson. It's so funny. Mealy Pop is not the same as grits for sneaking into your neighbor's. What? It's a red state, not blue. Yeah, guys, if you're interviewed by anyone at the embassy for a visa or for coming, you always got to be honest. If they find anything that you misled on, you're dead in the water, okay? And it'll be the same for refugee stuff. But you're trying to get a visa to come to America, you got to be honest. Got to be honest. Yep. Okay, so let me see if I can find that. Chris Tucker, what was that show? Rush Hour. Chris Tucker, first scene, Rush Hour. I don't want Rush Hour 2, I want Rush Hour 1. There it is. This is great stuff, man.
Living with opioid.
Yeah, opioid addiction. No, thank you. That's Bad Mojo, man. So they're getting an advert here. You moron! He meets Chris Penn. 1998 already.
What's up, man?
You're late.
Huh?
You're late. Yeah, no, this is how was it? 3-minute clip, so I got to jump ahead a little bit here. That was so funny. I'll still never forget that he starts doing Michael Jackson, man. Chris Tucker. Oh, man. Do you understand the words coming out of my mouth? Don't nobody understand the words coming out of my mouth. Jackie Chan. I love Jackie Chan, man. He's funny. What a talented guy. He's got injured so many times doing what he does. Whiskey is all the penny. Yeah, exactly. Water and water. Well, people do say water, that's for sure. Water is the correct pronunciation. Water, they say. We don't have crepes. That's nonsense. That's maybe in a Manhattan restaurant you can get a crepe. Crepe is some dude that's creeping on your girl. A crepe. When you dip a cookie, it becomes a Limp Bizkit. By the way, Chinese kids in Taiwan have been taught by Afrikaans English teachers have the most comical accents. I'll bet they do. I take it you've seen the retakes and the credits from Rush Hour. No, I haven't seen that. I bet they're hilarious. Does Siri Translate work with the hillbilly? All of you, y'all. That's right. Well, there's another one, Ewans. You know Ewans? Ewans. Someone said that to me last night, Ewans. I'm like, where are you from, New Jersey, man? Ewans. Nobody says Ewans around here. Ewans. Oh, my goodness. All right, let's get into something I want to talk about tonight, which I haven't got to. Okay, so the news in South Africa just constantly tries to play this. Well, here, let's watch. I want to watch the SpaceX splashdown, okay? I couldn't bring the stream because I had to go to the Veterans Organization and sign payroll checks this evening. And so I was there, and it wasn't time to get back in time to do a broadcast. So I watched it on my mobile phone. I was so excited. Let's watch a couple minutes of this. This is the Dragon coming back down. They were traveling at 17,000 miles per hour, 24,000 kilometers per hour, slowed down to just 16 miles per hour, 22 kilometers per hour when they hit splashdown in the Gulf of America. Yes, America, baby. They landed Gulf of America. That's where they landed. All right, let's get it started here. Let's get ready to rumble. Here we go. Gulf of America. Here we go. SpaceX.
Hour. And that is when we will see the main parachutes.
It happens very
deploy,
fast.
And
From
that
one
occurs
moment to the
about
next.
6,000 feet above the ocean's
I usually
surface.
cover these things, but
And we are expecting drone
by the way, nobody's
deployment
giving
at 2:50
Elon Musk any
p.m.
credit.
Pacific, so we should see it any second now. And there you are getting a great view of Crew 9 inside Dragon Freedom as it returns
Look at
back
that!
to Earth.
Look at it
waiting
falling,
for
man, like a gumdrop.
This view coming from the WB-57 high altitude plane. And
There go the
you see it
chutes.
on your screen, drogue deployment.
that's the initial drag chutes to slow it down.
You can hear the crowd here.
Visual on 2 healthy drones.
Those are not the primary chutes. Those are just ones to slow it down
Crowd here
from.
very excited as Dragon Freedom continues to make
300
its
miles
way
per hour.
back to planet Earth.
Nearly 500 kilometers per hour when those chutes came out. There they go, fully deployed. Perfect. And then the main chutes, wait till they
Next
come
up,
out.
we'll
They're
stand
gorgeous.
by for the main deployment of the parachutes. The mains are quite a bit larger. You'll be able to notice the difference on your screen once they deploy, and they continue to ensure that the Dragon spacecraft slows down even further.
Probably,
As we
Rory.
mentioned, Freedom will be traveling 16 miles per hour.
Yeah, they
when it
finally closed the door,
splashes
George.
down off the coast of Tallahassee, Florida, here at 2:57 p.m. Pacific time this afternoon.
Whoops!
And
Here go the
there we
main chutes.
We have visual on 4 healthy males.
Yeah! All 4 open up. They're filling up right
That view
now.
was from inside.
Look at that, baby. Filling up.
That view was from inside one of the buckets where the parachutes are located. So we see a great view there of the reefing on those
Wow.
parachutes. And as
That
those
is
parachutes,
incredible.
those main parachutes begin to inflate fully. 4 beautiful, healthy mains.
Look, isn't that just absolutely gorgeous, folks?
Now awaiting visuals of splashdown.
Freedom. 1,000.
They're talking to the capsule there,
Start
Freedom.
to hear Commander Nick Hague.
Copy 1,000.
1,000 feet.
As we heard right there, Commander
Or
Nick
meters.
Hague will be calling out the altitude of the Dragon capsule from here on out. Landing in water is simpler and provides more margin against unlikely parachute issues. You can see those parachutes continuing.
They're gorgeous.
To slow the Dragon capsule down.
And if you're just joining us, you're looking at
800 meters.
a
800
live
meters.
view of
See, we
Crew
use meters.
9, just minutes away from splashing down off the coast of Tallahassee, Florida.
In the
splashing
Gulf
2 minutes
America.
from now at 2:57 p.m. Pacific, we do have 4 healthy mains really doing the
Here it
job
comes,
there.
right there in the
Just
center of the screen.
Breathtaking views
You see
of
it?
a calm, glass-like ocean off the
gorgeous.
coast of Tallahassee, Florida. Crew 9 just minutes away from splashing down.
This
That's
is
how high
really
up they
such an
were.
incredible
They had a high altitude
shot.
aircraft taking those pictures.
That
Copy
was
600.
600 meters.
That was a live view from our recovery vessel, Megan, which is stationed a couple miles away from the splashdown site. We can see the crew there using their restraints as resting places for their arms. They were just in space moments ago. So their
Yeah,
arms were
17,000
able to
miles per
float
hour.
freely.
Here they come. 600 meters.
400 meters.
400 meters.
This is a gorgeous bluebird day here that we have for the splashdown of Crew 9. It's incredible to think that the Dragon capsule just minutes ago was going over 17,000 miles per
Yeah,
hour.
that's what I just said.
And now gently coasting to a soft
Here it comes.
splashdown.
200.
200 meters.
Copy 200 meters. Brace for splashdown.
Brace for splashdown. Oh my goodness.
As you can see there on your screen, continuing to monitor progress of the
What a
Dragon
pleasant
spacecraft.
float to the surface. Oh, the dolphins were really cool too,
Stand
yeah.
by for splashdown, located in the Gulf of America.
Here we
off the
go.
coast of
Here we go, baby.
Tallahassee, Florida.
30, 20, 15, 10, 5. Splashdown!
Splashdown. Crew 9 back on Earth.
Woohoo! Look at those chutes, man. Aren't they gorgeous? They look like Japanese kamikaze chutes. Wow.
And SpaceX Freedom, splashdown. Good main release.
Copy splashdown. We see main chutes cut.
Here come the
Vic,
ships.
Alex, Butch, Sunny, on behalf of SpaceX, welcome home.
Wow. And then the dolphins came. That was pretty wild.
It is an amazing, what a ride. I see a capsule full of grins ear to ear.
Wow. Just unbelievable, folks. So let me jump ahead a little bit there. Maybe see if we can find the dolphins when the boats get there. Oh, no, it was back here. Somewhere in here, the dolphins came flowing up. It was pretty wild.
Dragon autonomously undocked from the International Space Station, completed a series of departure burns, jettisoned its trunk section, and performed its final burn, the deorbit burn. This placed the Dragon spacecraft on a trajectory toward Tallahassee, Florida. Dragon successfully re-entered the Earth's atmosphere, followed by deployment of its parachutes to slow the spacecraft down to a gentle splashdown. We're now going to follow the
Freedom, hypergol sweeps and unfired ordnance checks are nominal. Rigging is in progress. Approximately 25 minutes until capsule lift. Stand by for PMC with SpaceX flight surgeon.
Post-medical checks. Yeah, so the dolphins pop up here somewhere.
The Draco thrusters to ensure that none of those, and to ensure that no more hypergolic fumes or vapors come out from the spacecraft. They'll also place harnessing around the spacecraft
7 p.m. Pacific.
that are required.
You did see
from the Dragon space.
Somewhere there's dolphins.
Copy stable 1. We see
Checks. We can see there they're using an instrument that is basically working to detect if there are any hypergolic vapors or fumes that are still residing in.
Yeah, they do check their spines, among other things, Arctic, because bone density will be reduced from time and space. There are some serious issues there, so that's true. Anyway, that's incredible, folks. That was just incredible. The dolphins were really cool. I was like, whoa. I was just getting home when that happened. Yeah, and the news aren't saying Elon Musk. The only thing to say about Elon Musk is that he tried to do this mission last year, and the Biden regime prevented him from doing it. But they're not giving Elon Musk credit for this brilliant engineering and for his vision 25 years ago to have this vision to do it. Ended up there 8 months, yeah. And they were left up there by Boeing and Joe Biden. Biden could have brought them back, but he left them up there. Musk was ready to do this months ago. And they're back. So they're back, folks. Now, I'm going to get to what I want to talk about tonight. I'm finally there. Oops, that's frozen. It was at 381 when it froze. Let's get back to that now. Okay, content. Live. Come on. There we go. Only 1,000 people have tuned into this video. Does that seem like low? 414 people currently here, okay? Top chat, switch it to full chat, okay? 1,800, as I say, still a little bit lower than normal. All right, yeah, so are we caught up now over here? What is the temperature in the module and higher? Oh, it's hot, man. Hey, Mornay Slobert, welcome to you. Jean Malan, good morning. Congratulations to Elon Musk and everyone involved with SpaceX, indeed. He gets no credit for anything he does. They burn Tesla. Yeah, I know, these people are stupid. No, we can't charge South Africa and Rico. It's not a foreign business. Unless they register as a company, I guess maybe we could do that, but yeah. Yep, capsule looks like it was laying on the coals too long. Yeah, it doesn't look a little overcooked, doesn't it? Physical therapy those astronauts will need is going to be extensive to regain their muscle strength. Yeah, that was a long time in space. Look how burned it is. This shows the temperatures entering the atmosphere. Yep. T-minus 300 subscribers get to 60,000. Yeah, we're close. We're close. Oh, for USAID? The money didn't go to the ANC. That's a misnomer. USAID money goes to non-government organizations and corporations. It's rarely paid to foreign governments because we learned that it was just a stupid way to do it because they're all corrupt back in the day. So 30-some years ago, we switched the model from giving it to governments to giving it to NGOs and third parties. Yep. And we audit them. It was incredible. Scary how pristine white it was and how heat re-entry blackened. Yeah, incredible, isn't it? South Africa registered on the NASDAQ. Well, people said that, but I don't think that's the style of the country. Yes, they also avoided saying the Gulf of America. Yeah, they're just evil trolls. Yep. Yeah, capsule looks like it was in the braai. All right, guys, now we're going to do it. Okay, hit the like button if you haven't done already. 329 likes. We got to get more than that. Come on.
That was easy.
Got 2 new members and some super chat. Now, this is what I want to talk about, and I'll probably make a video about this, but this will just get me roasted by the racists. Okay, so Andrew Thompson at News 24 runs a disinformation article. That's what I'm going to call it, because it's intended to mislead you. It's not misinformation where they just got bad info. It's disinformation. He is going to take arguments that people aren't making and try to rubbish the fact that something actually happened. Let me explain. Okay, so viral photo of farm attackers from 2015, and signal jamming equipment doesn't cost $350,000. Okay, so this is a video, an image from 2015. That's correct. I remember it. I reported on it on LinkedIn. And I talked about farm murders and how sophisticated some of these attacks were. Guys carrying service revolvers, carrying cell phone jammers and wire cutters and cutting into property. Very organized. This is a syndicate that did this. This wasn't random, because at the time, it's all random. It's revenge. The farmers mistreated the workers. That's why they're being raped and murdered. What a crock. So it's from 2015. So what? That doesn't make it untrue. And the equipment doesn't cost $350,000. He goes to great lengths to rubbish the story about that. Never mind the fact that this was an armed assault on a farm trying to murder people. These people are unbelievable. They're so demonic to deny reality. Oh my gosh. A photograph circulating widely online purporting to show a farm attacker carrying a signal jamming backpack. Well, that's what it is. Some social media users say the image supports a narrative that farm attacks are state funded. Okay, well, that's completely separate. I didn't say they're state funded, never have. But this is clearly an organized syndicate. This isn't random stuff. No random people have cell phone jammers and carry police issue revolver or service pistols. However, the photograph first surfaced in 2015. Yeah, and the equipment is widely available for significantly less than the post claims. Yeah, 10 years later, you can get a lot cheaper. That's true. A photograph currently served. Okay, while elements of the photo are real, it has been doctored to support a specific narrative relating to farm murders. How has it been doctored? The most viral of these posts now has more than 1 million responses. It contains 2 images. The first is surveillance camera showing 1 of 3 people wearing a backpack with antennas protruding. The image alongside it claims the device removed from the backpack alongside a purported price tag. Okay. Subsequent reports share similar sentiments. Security experts told News 24 the backpack contained a signal jammer. Okay. All right. So security experts have confirmed to you that the photograph is legitimate and that it is a signal jammer. So what's your problem, Andrew Thompson? Okay. Jammers are sometimes used in crimes to prevent cellular calls to emergency services, buying the perpetrator's valuable time. Exactly. What's your point? However, the photograph is not new. So what? Does it mean it didn't happen, you freaking dipshit? Reverse image search reveals it was captured in 2015 and gained prominence a year later. Oh, well, dumbass. Some of us were alive in 2015. Some of us were covering farm attacks in 2015 and rural insecurity. I remember the photograph. I remember this. This is why I talked about syndicates organized doing this stuff. This is stupid. The crucial information is a timestamp crowd. So what? So because that happened in 2015, it doesn't happen? Do you see the stupidity of this argument? No merit to this argument whatsoever. This is actually a story in News 24. When the story first surfaced, it was accompanied by an image of an apparent police letter dated from 2016. The letter provides specific details on the use of signal jamming equipment in South Africa, including vehicle hijackings. The letter appears online in several variations. Some included passages that provide specific details of the device allegedly used in an attack on the Sandishof farm, while others do not contain this paragraph. Some included blurred address details, while others have been cropped to exclude this information. While this undermines some of the letter's credibility, it does appear to be factual. Well, of course it's factual. And if you investigated this seriously 9 years ago, you would have known it's factual, News 24. Good God. News 24 contacted provincial police spokesman for the region, checked the letter's validity, but we have not heard back yet. And you run the story anyway. See, I waited until someone went to the embassy because the State Department didn't respond to my request. I didn't just run off in the mouth and run a story for clicks. You're running a story and you haven't got the information back from police. But you're rubbishing it. Now, wait till the egg gets on your face if it's true. Wow. However, the timestamp proves this is not a new image or post and undermines a claim that's an ongoing trend. No, it doesn't. It doesn't undermine the fact it's an ongoing trend. Yes, it's old. So what? Did Adrian Voss imagine the 6 bullets that went into his body, the one that's still in his lung, the one that shattered his knee in multiple places as he was targeted? leaving his farm. They lay in wait for him and tried to murder him. He somehow survived it. So in spite, they torched his home. If that's not ongoing, this is stupid. Stupid. A security weapons expert told News 24 the comparable equipment, which is readily available online, costs a few $1,000s, is well within the range of large enough criminal syndicates. Well, yeah. Jamming device that currently circulating posts shown alongside is still allegedly costs $19,000 to $350,000, does not match that of surveillance footage. Excuse me. News 24 found comparable signal jamming equipment capable of blocking cell calls over extended range for $60,000. Are you serious? You serious? Pala. No budget. No HIV money. People dying, 73 people per day. And this is what News 24 does. They go and try to get the price of signal jammers to try to dispute the fact that people being murdered in rural South Africa. Why would rural South Africa be an outlier? People are being killed in the streets of Joburg. They've been killed in the streets of Khayelitsha, in Alexandria, in Deep Sloot, in Zeerust. And you want to, this is what you spend your time doing? You're supposed to be a serious news outlet? Give me a break. 60,000 Rand. You think that's just something that every person has in their hands? I've never held 60,000 Rand in my hand once. Not even once. Good Lord. This is what they spend their time doing. Well, we went and we looked and we compared cell phone jammers, and that model's not available at that price. We did find one for 60,000 Rand, so that means there's no farm attacks. Wow. It gets better, folks. Hang around. Wait to hear the next story. A bunch of people leave, or is this an old screen? Let me see. Hang around. It gets better. I got another story for you here in just a minute. This is beyond the pale stupid. By omitting the date and exaggerating the cost, it intends to mislead and support a narrative that it's evidence that farm murders are highly orchestrated and government-backed rather than driven by other possible motives, such as availability of cash and firearms, held by isolated or vulnerable targets, which characterize other forms of crime across the country where similar equipment is also used. Really, other people in rural South Africa, not farmers, are attacked by people with service-issued police sidearms, cell phone jammers, and smart outfits and wire cutters. And organized, coming up together. That happens to other people. It's not just farmers it happens to. Well, okay, I'll believe you. But tell me who. Undermines this intent to mislead and support a narrative. That's what this news article is. It's intended to mislead and give you the impression that, well, because some idiot on social media posted a photograph of people recirculating it from 9 years ago that this isn't real. These people are beyond stupid. This is dumb as fuck is what this is. Dumb as fuck. And people actually believe this bullshit. Actually believe it. Now, here's another one from Andrew Thompson. This one's from 6 March. So he's on a roll, okay? You ready for this? Germ and others and the empty land myth. Okay, now, he's going to call Jeremy Nell to task, and he's going to rubbish what Jeremy Nell said, and there's merit to someone he says, but he also misleads you and distracts you with disinformation again. So you ready for this? I don't know what the hell that is. Alica, whatever this. No, you normally can't. Although there might be an exception because you're not permanently resettled there. If you're on a temporary work visa, you might be able to, but you're going to have to apply in South Africa and come back for the interview there and have a home address in South Africa. Would be my expectation, but I don't know. We don't know. We'll have to wait and see. But that would be my expectation. Jeremy, I have to read them. Who else is going to rubbish this propaganda? If I don't have a subscription, I don't watch them. All right, so cartoonist Jeremy Nell, better known as Germ, made several claims about early colonial history on Twitter. He said land was not stolen by settlers arriving at the Southern Cape. Nothing was built when they arrived, and there was no South Africa. He's correct on one point. South Africa did not exist as a country for hundreds of years after the first settlers arrived, but his other claims are easily debunked by historical fact. In fact, the responses by Andrew Thompson are also easily debunked by historical fact. In February, South African cartoonist Jeremy Nell, better known as Germ, commented on X and said land was not stolen. They weren't even blacks in the Southern Cape other than a few Bushmen. There wasn't anything even built, and there was no South Africa. Okay, that's what he said. His claim contributed to an extended X debate, which originated by a post by David Scott, better known as the Kiffness. Thank you, Albe LaRue, for subscribing. And a subsequent challenge from comedian Riyad Musa. Riyad Musa, is that the Indian doctor? That guy's funny. Nell's post has been seen by more than 122 times. So he writes an article for something 122,000 Twitter. That's nothing. The post can be broken down into 4 key claims. Land was not stolen in South Africa. Well, that's true. There was no South Africa, but it doesn't mean land wasn't stolen in what became South Africa. So if we're gonna quibble, there weren't even blacks in the Southern Cape other than a few Bushmen. Well, there weren't. The Bushmen aren't black. The Khoisan aren't black people. They're not. They're not Nguni speaking peoples. They're not Bantu. They're not. They predate those people. They were here, the OGs, the original gangsters. So there wasn't anything built. Well, we'll talk about that in a moment. And there was no South Africa. Well, there wasn't any South Africa. That's true. So this is what he said. Fact. Indigenous land was seized through colonial expansion and dispossession. True. True, Andrew. That's correct. What's your point? The Bantu came down and seized land. The cattle herders took land from the Khoi and San and pushed them to the margins into the Kalahari when they crossed the Limpopo, the Zambezi and then Limpopo River. And sometimes those who got out in front were a little friendlier, like the Xhosa, and some stayed behind, but many were marginalized and pushed into the fringes of the environment. But yeah, land possession did happen through colonial expansion with the Bantus and then Europeans. Then Europeans came, they did it. So white colonial land dispossession started long before policies were formalized by the Native Land Act of 1913. True. Dates back when the Dutch colonial forces expanded their settlements after arriving at the Cape, continued through to apartheid government policies. Mostly true. If Nell was referring to Jan van Riebeck, the Dutch settler was a fairly prolific diary keeper. He was, and he's a very reliable source. And he has a 1660 diary entry in which he says the Khoi leaders insisted that we've been appropriating their land, and that if we dared to go into the interior, we'd pay a price for it, basically. As European colonizers moved inland, they displaced San hunter-gatherers and Khoi herders, forcing many into labor to survive. This process expanded over time to include Xhosa and other African communities, leading to violent conflicts and legal mechanisms. No, the Xhosa weren't forced into labor like the Khoisan. That's a distortion of what happened as Europeans moved east and Bantu moved west, and they met at the Great Fish River, and completely distorts what happened with Mfengu and what happened with the Xhosa and what happened with the Trek Boers who actually came there. So, and the English and the Germans. All right, so according to South African History Online, okay. By the late 1830s, the first phase of European expansion in Southern Africa was complete. The Cape Colony started as a tiny European way station, now stretched the Orange River in the north and the Keiskamma River in the east. The conquest of indigenous people, in particular the Khoisan and the Amakosa, and this possession of land was largely complete in this region. While the Amakosa didn't have much land west of the Fish River, that's a historical lie. They fought 6 wars, most started by the Xhosa, but not all, over that territory. And so that's a distortion and a misrepresentation of historical fact, okay? And then he says, Nell's claim erases, he also spells Jeremy Nell's name wrong, he's got 2 L's on it. Nell's claim erases the presence of Khoi and San who had lived in the region for 1,000 years and proven, no it doesn't. See, that's a lie. And he even quoted him earlier saying that Jeremy Nell said the only people there were Khoi and San. Now he's saying that he claims that the Khoi and San weren't there. In his own article, Andrew Thompson lies. He says Jeremy Nell, in the beginning, I got to save this article so they can't delete it. Hang on. Let me save this page. I got to save this. Got to keep the evidence. Got to keep the receipts from people with this crap. Okay, where the heck is... where's my news at? Anyway, so he's saying that Jeremy Nell claims that the Khoisan weren't there. That's not true. You just said that's the only people he said were there. He said the black people weren't there. Doesn't erase the Khoisan. They've been there for 1,000 years. That's the fact. It's admitted. Why are you saying that? He didn't say that. The exact number of people who lived there at the time is unclear, and many lived nomadic lives, cycling around the land. Nell's use of the phrase "a few" is also unclear. According to various estimates, population estimates of Khoi in the southwestern Cape in the mid-1600s varied from 11,000 to 200,000. Yeah, those are estimates, not based on anything. Oh, and the source is Bianca from Vike. Oh, wow. Okay, claim there isn't anything even built yet. Fact, African societies had established settlements, trade, and governance. Well, that's true. That's true. But let's see what he says. If Nell is referring specifically to European-style towns, he's correct. No such settlements existed. However, his broader claim ignores the sophisticated social, agricultural, and trade systems developed by indigenous groups. Furthermore, archaeological remains from sites such as Mapungwenge and Great Zimbabwe demonstrate advanced African civilizations. Well, Great Zimbabwe is nowhere near South Africa. Great Zimbabwe is located a long-ass way from there. You might as well say Kush. You might as well say Ghana, Aksum. You might as well include those things on the other end of the continent. That's ridiculous. Now, Mapungubwe is in northern South Africa, yes, but that's nearly in frickin', another country too. So we're talking about the Western Cape. So he's trying to rubbish Jeremy Nell's claims about the Western Cape by talking about things hundreds, thousands of miles away. Those things existed. There's no denying that. And there's also no denying that the great Zimbabweans traded with the Chinese and with Arabs. We have the evidence of it from Great Zimbabwe. We find things that were traded with them that made their way. Now, they might have directly traded on the coast. It was probably people, the Kaikai and others on the coast, who traded and traded inland. So the gold came out and iron. Yeah, but there's no denying that. Jeremy Nell didn't deny that. You're talking about something completely unrelated. That's rubbish. Rubbish. Furthermore, the claim there wasn't anything built even aligns with the widely debunked empty or vacant land theory which European settlers used to support their land claims. The absence of European-style stone houses does not equate to a lack of civilization and infrastructure. Okay, well, that's a distortion of what's being said there. Thank you, Ashley. So the reality is this. The Mfikane, the war started by the Zulu, by Shaka, the amalgamation and obliteration of neighboring tribes into the Zulu nation, creating the non-existent, now suddenly existent Zulu nation, the warlike, offensive, attack-minded Zulu nation who absorbed or chased their neighbors away, constantly attacking them, led to a widespread social and military upheaval throughout southern Africa, starting in what is today KZN and rolling its way around the Drakensberg into the Free State and what is now the Highveld in Gauteng. And that impact pushed people away. When Mzilikazi in the Ndebele, an offshoot of the Zulu who refused to be subjugated, picked up their crap and moved up to the Highveld, they displaced Sotho and Tswana people and Griqua people who were living there. Those people fled. And then Mzilikazi's group wasn't that big. They didn't occupy all the land. So a lot of land was, in fact, vacant and not being grazed and not occupied. As the Sotho pulled back towards the Drakensberg and away from the Ndebele, as the Griquas retreated into their enclave, as the Tswana peoples amalgamated under the threat. And into this space moved the Trek Boers, who wrongly assumed that the land was not occupied. But it was vacant land from their perspective. So it's not a myth. Stop lying. Stop lying. If you want to argue that the myth of the Afrikaner nation is they occupied empty land that had never been occupied, well, that's a lie. The land had been occupied. It had been occupied by cattle grazers for centuries. But who's making that statement? Jeremy Nell didn't make that statement. So this is just nonsense, Mr. Thompson. You waste your time doing this. Why aren't you talking about, why don't you promote Nu? One speaker left in the world. Oma Katrina Esau in Uppington, a dying Khoisan language. You ain't saying shit about that. Here you're just rubbishing a comic. This is just ridiculous. Ridiculous. He says there was no South Africa. There was no South Africa. Colonial conquest shaped what became South Africa. It is true South Africa did not exist as a nation state before colonial rule or 258 years after European settlement began. However, indigenous societies had long lived in the region without the artificial borders later imposed by colonial powers. Well, that's a lie too. That's a lie. There were formal boundaries between groups in Southern Africa. So the fact that there wasn't the Free State and the Cape Colony and KZN doesn't mean jack shit. An actual map of what Africa looked like based on territorial holdings, based on ethnic groups, would look very different today. I have a map of that with over 1,200 different ethnic proto-nation states, including multiple ones in Southern Africa. So that's a lie. This guy doesn't know jack shit about history, and he's trying to correct a comic, a cartoonist. It's pathetic. It's absolutely pathetic. Charles, you listened to my argument. What did I get wrong? It was not occupied when the Boers moved in. Why would the Boers negotiate for land with tribes that just took it? Well, they did negotiate for land. We have records of it. Yeah, I'm surprised the Washington Post hasn't hired that guy. Yeah, that's pathetic, man. It's absolutely pathetic. I mean, the stuff that these people make up, it's just, God bless. It's dumb as a box of rocks, folks. Anyway, I wanted to share those two things. That was the two things I really want to get to tonight. We did the SpaceX. I want to do that as well. So, yeah. The public should cancel News 24 for putting misinformation behind a paywall. Yeah. Dingani rewarded Pete Retief for the land. Yeah, that's true too. He negotiated for that. That's a good point, Luca Rout. I watched an interview with BJ Forster from 73. It was very interesting to hear his take of apartheid. Jeremy feels like I've just gone to the headmaster's office. Well, Andrew Thompson needs to go to the headmaster's office. I mean, that's just propaganda. I mean, look, you can take issue with what Jeremy Nell said, but factually, he didn't get it wrong. There was no country, South Africa. There were proto-nation states. He didn't deny that. He didn't state it, but it's a tweet. You don't get to write a novel. Unlike Andrew Thompson, you get freaking pages of ink to put it on. He didn't get that. It's a tweet. So there was no South Africa. That's a fact. There were no Nguni-speaking peoples, maybe a few here and there, but they had not settled west of the Great Fish River when Europeans approached it, which was decades later, a century later. So that's just bullshit this guy's coming up with. And, so there was Great Zimbabwe. Yeah. And there was Mali, where the richest man in the world lived. Carried caravans of gold going to the Hajj because he was a Muslim. So what's your point? It's nothing to do with this. No one denied that there weren't sophisticated trade routes. There weren't sophisticated networks. Of course there were. They're human communities. Human communities build those things. Why would you claim he said that? He never said that. Just total bullshit. Total bullshit. Unbelievable. This is the crap people get away with, and no one challenges them. Well, I'm a historian and a political scientist. I will challenge the bullshit. With the SANDF, it is quite possible that this is SANDF equipment that the guys could even be soldiers moonlighting. Oh, I have no idea what's going on. That farm attack took place in 2015. I recall it very clearly. I wrote about it. Yep. But nobody followed me then. I was still on active duty, so. But they could use a video for an Alda Khuz made 15 years ago. Isn't that exactly? So I guess since it's 15 years ago that Ronaldo never said those things. Santel Bridges says the only way to go with News Channel. You are simply the best. Simply the best. Better than all the rest. Well, I hope so. Thank you for that. Share me with people and not with the hate wankers and the racists. Also found sniper nests when they investigated the area after the farm attacks. Yep. Yeah, exactly, George. Disgruntled farm workers who had a grudge against the farmer because he beat them with a sambach, bought a jammer, and had a police-issued 9mm in a nice plastic holster right there on the belt. Yeah. And to think people pay for misinformation. They're delusional. They're delusional. They live in a bubble of stupidity. These people are more dangerous than the EFF. More dangerous than the EFF. Because the EFF are cowards. These people aren't cowards. Yeah, anyway, not a lot of comments on that. You guys are kind of quiet on that. What? When did Ronnie Lamola say that? I need that link, and I'm just going to make another video. Wow. He said they can't provide safety once the land grabs again. Well, first off, Ronnie Lamola has nothing to do with safety on farms. You see this idiot who doesn't even know what the U.S. Constitution says, and he lies to a global media saying that everybody has expropriation without compensation, even America. They have it in America. They have expropriation without compensation. It's the law of the land everywhere. The guy's a flat-out liar. He's a liar. Cyril, you need to get control of that guy and quit putting him in front of a camera because he just lies. No person shall be deprived of life, liberty, or property without due process of law, nor shall private property be taken for public use without just compensation. Fifth Amendment to the U.S. Constitution. Right there. Right there. So the guy's just a liar. So what does he have to do with security? He has nothing. He's the foreign minister. When he was the Minister of Justice and screwing up justice in the Department of Injustice, maybe he had something to say about it, but he has nothing to say about it now. Some Sutu guy told me Kruger National Park belongs to Sutu and informed me that it's state-owned. He said these people were there in the 1800s. No, they weren't. No, they weren't. Maybe some Mozambicans were there, but not the Sutu. Easy targets will unfortunately always be targeted. Yep. Criminal syndicates are driving the brand new Toyota Hilux pickups while the general working class population have to catch taxis. Yeah, Jean, I'll have to find out about that Ron and Mola thing. Neil Diamond actually came through and is taking 67. He isn't taking, he took. It's already there. Neil Diamond will be a guest on my program this Sunday. This Sunday, folks. Not only farmers, but also groups of mafia controlling most major cities. Yeah, look at what all the buildings are going to be confiscated by the government. Oh, we're not. Donald Trump is misinformed. We're not confiscating. There have been no confiscations. He's mistaken. He's poorly informed. There are no farm murders in South Africa. No farmers are being murdered. No white farmers are being murdered. There are no buildings being confiscated. There's no property being taken. Expropriation will only be for vacant, abandoned land. Cyril goes to Joburg. We will implement the Expropriation Without Compensation Act to confiscate buildings in Johannesburg that have been abandoned. Oh, you mean the buildings like the one that I used to own. And when people squatted in my building and chased my guards out of the building and threatened their lives and beat them in the streets and let people move in and then charged them rents in my building, and I called the police, you took no action. You told me to go to the courts. I filed a case, spent hundreds of thousands of rand trying to get them evicted. Your court took no action. Then afterwards, then you come at me with a bill to pay taxes for a building I don't even possess. Now you're going to take my building after failing to kick these people out, because when I tried to evict them with the red ants, then you intervened and said you can't kick them out. They have squatters' rights. You mean those buildings? Yeah, those buildings. Yep. It's been proven many, many times. Oh, yeah. Well, look, we knew that 3 years ago, that SAPs couldn't account for 25,000 service arms. 25,000 handguns they couldn't account for. We got instances and cases, the dockets of South African police renting out their sidearms to criminals. Yep. You can't even find a history high school textbook online with African history. It was removed. Yeah. So talk about that. Yeah. I live in Wentworth. Every day it's guns shooting like movies. Jeez. Just arrived at my hotel in Savannah, Georgia for our unit. Cool. No, you didn't miss the show. You're coming in now. It's fine. Thanks for being here. Be sure to hit the like button. I know Thompson's full of crap. You know Thompson's full of crap. And I know you know Thompson's full of crap, says Sean. You're making me late for work, says relaxing positive energy. Ashley, now, once again, thank you. Ashley, now, thank you for your membership. Mapungwe is also a misnomer. The amount of gold they found there does not justify that they were goldsmiths. Instead, for me, it indicates that they trade with other nations. Charles, I'm not disagreeing with that. You notice I didn't focus on that site. I focused on Great Zimbabwe, which was a major settlement, and it was a major trading hub, and it was involved in iron and gold. Yep. All right, Tom Ox got to go. Mariki van Jasveld. Missed a lot. Yeah, tonight you missed a lot. Tonight was a good chat. Yeah, we started with my discussion of people rubbishing my videos. Well, that's the same thing for everybody, not just the Africans. The expats from all the world live in the Guangzhou. Yep. The famous Mkani never happened, according to many Bantu tribes. Put bans on Africans working and residing in Guangzhou. Yeah, I heard about that. Colonel, I did find a video you posted on the 16th of February 24. However, I would like to watch a video where you analyze the shooting. Okay, well, I don't know Gideon off the top of my head. I probably did that in live streams. You'd have to watch the live streams, and then if they aren't hidden, I've hid some. But yeah, I apologize. Yeah, I talked about that a lot every day, that whole time period. So I have to go back and look and see. February 2024. No, that wouldn't be the assassination. Trump didn't try to assassinate him until the summer of 2024. So that's not it. Okay, Liz Wheeler Bluff, welcome to you. Good talking business. Oh, did you guys see that? I didn't see all of it. I'm surprised the Washington Post. Okay. I haven't seen all of that Biz News interview. I know I'm on there. Let me go there. I wasn't my best Biz News interview. I was tired. She contacted me after 2 o'clock in the morning as I was wrapping up my stream here and said, can you come on today? I'm like, what time? She said 3 o'clock. I'm like, that's 9 for me. I agreed to do it, but I had to get up because I had Cantham Pillay. I had to do it at 10 o'clock. So, yeah, let me see. Newsroom Africa. No, not Newsroom Africa. Biz News, excuse me. Why isn't that Biz News not up there? There we go. Biz News, okay. 48,000 views. Okay, fragrance.com. What's that? Funny. People are hungry. The streets are falling apart. Potholes are everywhere. Electricity doesn't work. The world's largest man-made forest, it's Johannesburg, is in jeopardy of collapsing completely. And this is where these councilors devote their energy. I saw the session last week, the Joburg City Council, the behavior there. And idiots from the Pan-African Congress and EFF spent their time complaining about a kippah that a Jewish member of the council was wearing, rather than focusing on the needs of Johannesburg citizens. It's really sad.
Well, according to President Cyril Ramaphosa, engagements are continuing with the United States. Can the damage be undone, Colonel?
Well, it can always be undone. That's not like anyone's firing, missiles at each other or rockets or artillery rounds.
Not yet.
Well, only way much to worry. The condition of the SANDF is in. It's not going to be much of a threat to even to Eswatini, let alone to the United States at this point. But the bottom line here, and that's not an insult, folks. People in SANDF know that comes from a position of concern for them. They've been under budgeted, under resourced for years. But no, it's not broken. But it's interesting to see the complaints we hear in Parliament. Joyce Malema chairs this on the floor. Well, the Americans, Americans have done this and they've insulted us and they've been aggressive towards us. And all we did was cancel foreign aid to the whole world. And South Africa acted like they were the only ones it happened to and kept insulting Trump. And this is what happens. You know, Trump has been incredibly reserved. Let's put this in play for a second. What has happened? Well, the United States has not kicked South Africa out of the African Growth and Opportunity Act, a duty-free access to our marketplace, which gives us no reciprocity. We don't get the same advantage. We give it to you. And we have not kicked you out. You're not even legally in it because South Africa passed the Expropriation Without Compensation Act, which abrogates private property rights. And that's a key tenet of our public law. Legally, Trump has no choice but to kick you out of AGOA. He hasn't done it. He hasn't done it. Has he imposed he's put tariffs on everybody? On Denmark, he threatened it. He put it on Canada. He put it on Mexico. He's put it on European allies because their treatment of us tariff-wise. South Africa doesn't give the same treatment, and we haven't applied tariffs to South Africa. He's been incredibly reserved when it comes. Yeah, that was this morning. Yep. I hope you guys enjoyed it. That's cool. Glad to see some people watching it. That's cool. All right. So, date you almost died. Oh, your birthday's Sunday, Army. Okay, cool. They didn't try to shoot him. The kid was a lone wolf and a Trump voter. Just crazy looking to be immortalized. What? What do you mean they didn't try to shoot him? What are you talking about? There's been 2 assassination attempts on Trump. You're telling me that didn't happen? What are you getting at there? What about some Secret Service agents that died in Trump's first term? I'm not aware of any Secret Service agents dying. What, are they drinking too much in the club? Oh, you're right, Edward Dos Santos. Lots of those families were killed. Yep. We got records of it. We know the names. Stephen Nordkia says, hope you have a good day. Thank you very much. You're welcome. My pleasure. Never mind the land grabs. Let's talk about the 100-plus race-based laws. We can't find work because of white. Can't start a business and be successful if you don't comply with BE. Saw an advert, digital billboard, N3 Highway yesterday that Ponte building is up for sale. Tenders being by April. Well, there you go. Considering the best way to manage my savings, belongings, and property while working abroad in South Africa and keeping my mind long-term goal of relocating to America, well, I would recommend that you have a bank account with a safe overseas bank where you can deposit foreign currency in. That's just always a bright move if that's what your life is like. Okay. Still a factual interview, Chris. What's a factual interview? What are you talking about, Van? That was 2 minutes ago. What interview? What are you talking about? The U.S. government is very gracious towards South Africa in spite of the South Africa's BS. Yep. I would suggest that these people in developed nations who deny the brutality of occurrence in Africa should buy a one-way ticket. Yeah. Can you do a poll to see where people are from? I can, but there's going to be people that aren't from those places. I can only put 4 entries in. Lola incident. Oh, yeah. No, I've seen that one now. Well, that's an old clip. Yeah, I've got that one. Yeah, that's before he was the Minister of Injustice. Yeah, no, that I'm not going to do anything with that. That's old. I might use it for background, to paint a picture, but there's no point making a video just about that. That's old news. Then I'll be accused of digging up old videos to make a point. I'm surprised them coming in. Oh, the former colonel, not a former colonel, an actual colonel. The former colonel is using footage of Cyril Post from 2018, claiming Cyril's saying bad things about Trump. Nope. I just put in context. And every time I said this is from 2018, even put little markers on some of the videos. 2018 is what he said. I don't know what Donald Trump knows about South Africa, but he can keep us America. We will keep our South Africa. And I say it's 2018, but it sets the precedent for where we're at today. That's his disdain for Donald Trump and for America. And then, we will not be bullied. He said it, not me. Chris, we have too many activist judges interfering in everything. They're more concerned about criminal. Well, it's just like the American Criminal Liberties Union. That's why we call it that. The Sovereign Poverty Law Center. These are criminal supporters. They'll back all kinds of criminals, especially if they're criminals of color, over the facts. Cobus DeVere, thank you for your subscription. Savage Daughter's here. Hey, I missed that. Good evening, Savage Daughter, or good morning. New subscribers, please do Colonel a favor and watch previous videos. Most of the questions you ask are already answered, especially if you go to the Trump U.S. Refugee Resettlement Program. There's a whole bunch of videos there. Go to that playlist, click on the playlist, look at the videos, and pick the ones out. There's one on finance. There's one on applicability and eligibility for coming to America as a refugee, and there's one on background checks, as well as the 14 most commonly asked questions, which I did a long time ago now, but it's still apropos and valid now. They don't care if the country goes to the dogs, as long as they have enough money to maintain a lifestyle. Exactly. We have one of the biggest gangs in the world. It's the taxi industry. Yeah, Liz, you're right about that. They just shoot people in broad daylight with AK-47s in Port Elizabeth. Murder them. Verna says, thank you for showing people what's actually happening. I try. What is this? Breitenbach. Who is Breitenbach? I see my name Breitenbach here. Did I miss that? Brother applied for my family and I in 2023 for an alien sibling green card. Do you think they'll prioritize it? No, they won't prioritize it. That's nothing to do with this program. Whatever process going through. Oh, do we need passports? Apply for asylum. Well, Breitenbach, Homer, you're obviously new here. There's no asylum. This isn't asylum. If you want asylum, you have to be a legal entered into America, and when you're here, claim asylum. 95% of those cases are rejected because they're fraudulent. So chance of getting asylum in America are pretty slim, especially now that the corrupt Biden regime is out of office and we're turning to order. Even during Biden's corrupt regime, the asylum judges, which aren't actual judges, they're administrative people, they're very strict, and you have to prove your case. In an asylum hearing, you're essentially guilty until proven innocent. You have to prove that you're actually persecuted or fear persecution in an asylum case. In a refugee case, if a group of people is designated by our government or by our president as people oppressed, then they pretty much get a free pass. You don't really have to prove anything normally, and that's the case with Afrikaners, whatever the hell Afrikaners are going to be. But yeah, so there's no asylum here. You've got the wrong terminology. You're listening to the wrong news outlets. You're listening to the wrong people. You don't want asylum. If you're a South African and you're an Afrikaner, whatever the hell it is, black, brown, white, yellow, green, purple, blue, whatever will be determined by the State Department. If you're one of those people and you want to come to America, the refugee program is what we're talking about here, which is far more generous than any other program. Yep. So does that answer your question? But there's no asylum. If you're here in asylum, you're listening to some Canadian consultant who's trying to get you to go to Canada. There's no asylum. Or you're listening to Professor Amanda Khoz, or you're listening to News 24 or News from Africa. You're listening to the wrong sources. Those sources are misleading you because they're either ignorant or willfully dishonest. Afrikaners shouldn't care about a go as only companies allowed to export permits to become. That's simply not true, Pierre Rousseau. Gallup Way Natural Horsemanship. Lots of vineyards and others benefit from it. And all the people who work for the car parts manufacturers, car manufacturers, there's Afrikaners working for them. They have a job courtesy of AGOA. It's more, people that benefit from AGOA aren't simply the owners of businesses or shareholders. It's also the people that work for those businesses. That's why they have jobs. 6 to 1 year left, the best information we have. Oh, your mom, okay. 6 months to a year, okay. Well, Army 3275, if I remember correctly, does your mom have stage 4 metastatic lung cancer? Someone did. I don't know if it was your mom. My mother had stage 4 metastatic lung cancer. She was given 3 to 4 months to live. Lifelong smoker, 2 packs a day for a long time. Tried to get her to stop for years. She had cancer 3 times. Anyway, she first got it in 87, got breast cancer, then she got ovarian cancer, survived both those and didn't have cancer again until 2019. Talk about timing, COVID, 2019. She was diagnosed in early 2019 before COVID hit. So my mother, she had that, and then they sent her for one of those, it's Keytruda or Truvada, I think Truvada, I'm not sure. One of those is a cancer drug. Oncologists recommend it. You have to go in, it's intravenous. You got to go in a couple times a month for it. My mother's cancer, when she started that medication, going to the hospital, it stopped growing. Stopped. Dead in its tracks. Didn't grow a millimeter more. Anything. And then, slowly, over the course of several months, the cancer began to retreat. My mother was getting better. She was living a life. She was comfortable. She wasn't in pain, and she was living a life, and the cancer was diminishing. And then COVID came. And these sons of bitches only let people who are COVID positive come into the hospital in Lancaster, Ohio. So she couldn't get her treatment in the hospital. So the oncologist switched her to the older medication, whatever the hell that was. She took it at home, pills. And within 90 days, she had cancer throughout her body. It was in her skull. Not her brain, but in her skull. I mean, that's just cruel. That's another murder of an American by the Fauci, NIH, CDC, Dr. Brixen, and Joe Biden scumbag regime. Yep. They murdered my mother. And hundreds of thousands of other people through their indifference and their stupid reaction to a influenza family bug. Yep. The reason I told the story is that maybe Keytruda or Truvada, maybe one of those things could help your mom. I don't know. Ask the oncologist if she's got cancer. Sorry. There are U.S. banks in China. I'm not sure which ones. Citibank's probably there, isn't it? If not, go to HSBC in Hong Kong. HSBC. You park your money there. Pounds. They probably have a dollar account too. Beautiful day in Cape Town. That's nice. It was a beautiful day in the Gulf of America today, where the SpaceX capsule splashed down. You can only apply for asylum in the U.S. Therefore, yes, you need a passport. For refugee status, you shouldn't need one. Okay. George can answer. Her lungs. Come back here. Are failing and needs a lung. Oh, transplant. Okay. All right. All right, Army. Thank you. My dad had a business making steel items for a big industry. Then when BE came, he lost all his work because his business wasn't happening. Yeah, there you go, Liz. Perfect example. Good morning, Arno. I see people still asking about banks. I have a list of online banks sent to me by Amerikaners with requirements. Should I email to you? Sure, that's fine, Neville. I can also go to the website, but I haven't been doing that. I know the feeling. Mine is a landmine. Threw a piece of shrapnel on my body. Good God. Yeah, so here's a playlist from my Substack. Go sign up for my Substack, folks. It's free. I don't charge you like Roman does. I think he stopped his Substack. I'm keeping my Substack going because it's free. I don't charge you. Let the big money makers charge. But that's the Substack. I'll pin it at the top. Okay. So that message pin at the top. Go to the Substack and I'll show what my Substack looks like. Okay. Substack. If you don't know what Substack is, you're an old topi. Let's go there. Okay. So, all right. So my dashboard. There we go. 244 subscribers, and this is it. So I'm going to go to my, is it home? Is that the one I want? A view site. This is what I want, view site. So this is what my site looks like, okay? There you go. U.S. Refugee Program offer to Afrikaners analysis videos, okay? And here you go. You just come here, and top Afrikaner 14 refugee questions, dispelling rumors, refugee admissions. This one's for eligibility. That one is for background checks. This one is for financial resources. All of these videos are here. Okay. So there you go. All right. So you can go there, sign up for my Substack. It's free. Okay. Absolutely free. I don't charge for it. Everyone demands freedom. It's your responsibility. Well, I paid the price for freedom. 36 and a half years in uniform. Sacrificed a lot for freedom, for mine and for everyone else's. So I'll provide the email address if you're interested in the refugee program. What do you mean if you're interested? You mean if you want to write to the U.S. Embassy? It's there. It's there. It's on the embassy website. If you have the answer already, I'm late, but why do you think only some people got the email? Well, Miguel, I take it you didn't watch my video. You didn't watch my video, did you? Didn't watch my video. I'm not picking on Miguel, but that's very unfair, folks. I put all the time into making these videos to help people, and then people don't bother to go watch them. And they come here and ask me the same question over and over again. Again, not directed at you, Miguel, because this question's been asked 4 times. It's a general question, okay? You just provide an opportunity to discuss it. So I made a video about that. Okay? So that was earlier today. And only 24,000 people watched it. So here it was right here. Big update for Trump's refugee offer. Hello, folks. Welcome back. This is Chris in Central Pennsylvania. And I have to tell you that a lot of people become incredibly frustrated over President Trump's refugee status offer to come to the United States for Afrikaners suffering from unjust racial persecution or discrimination. A lot of people are like, well, it's been so long. Folks, it's been about 40 days. And I've been trying to reassure people to stay calm. Well, nothing's happening. Well, you don't know that nothing's happening. Just because you don't see it doesn't mean it's not happening. Well, I have a major update for you today. And this is born out of a situation in which people received an email. Many of these are people whom, when I first reported this back on the 7th of February, on that Monday after the 7th of February, so 8, 9, 10 February, the U.S. Embassy in Hatfield issued a statement and put out an email address for those interested to contact them. I shared that email address initially with many of my viewers. Some of them took that up and sent a message in. Well, they've been getting responses back. So let's get into this and talk about what happened. This is breaking news, major update to reassure those who don't believe there's a program, and for those who are rubbishing President Trump's offer, there in fact is a program and movement is taking place. And let me explain what we know based on what happened today. The following is a summary of what happened today with a South African who contacted the embassy back in early February when I shared the embassy's email address for their inquiries. Now, I don't know this individual personally, and I've only been in contact as the current events have unfolded. However, based on my queries, my experience with embassy staff, visa applicants' interviews, and my knowledge of this process, the information shared appears to be accurate and genuine. So let me state up front quite clearly that I am relaying information from a South African, which I obtained via an interview. I cannot vouch for the veracity of the information. However, I am confident that it is genuine and accurate. And once again, I do not represent the United States government. I'm a retired colonel from the U.S. Army. I do not work for the U.S. government, and my views are mine and mine alone. This individual is one of several who forwarded an email they received from the U.S. Embassy inviting them to come into the embassy for an interview. Now, my initial concern with the email was whether the message was genuine or not. So I called the U.S. Department of State and requested confirmation last Thursday, the 13th of March, 2025. A colleague from there expressed concern as well, someone I've known for 20 years, as he had not heard about the interview. And this person works in the Africa Bureau. So I was concerned. To date, the Department of State has not given me an answer to my request. However, given the information my sources provided, I'm confident that this is all legitimate. So here's what we discovered today, the 18th of March, 2025. This individual was invited to the embassy via an email message that I referred to earlier. The email required the person to come in and said it would last 1 to 2 hours depending on the number of people applying. What to bring, a list of things: passport for each applicant, South African identification for each applicant, physical copies of any documents that you may want to provide for your case. And then they said if you need an Afrikaans to English interpreter, please let them know so they can make sure that someone's there that speaks Afrikaans. And so they gave step-by-step instructions. Show up at the embassy at this time. Your interview appointment time is this time, 30 minutes later. So they expect you to arrive 30 minutes prior to this. They also tell you where to provide your staff. They give you the address in Arcadia, in Hatfield. And they tell you how to go through the screening process and also tell you where to store your personal items that cannot go into the building. Remind you can't take any weapons, of course. And do keep all documents with you for the interview. And they say you can bring water or snacks as needed. Okay. So the email was sent by the Bureau of Population, Refugees, and Migration representative from the U.S. Department of State. That's the email that got the person in the door. Now, once in the door at the embassy in Hatfield today, the 18th of March, 2025, the following transpired. The meeting was held at the U.S. Embassy in Pretoria. The person involved met with a gentleman who advised them that the meeting was purely a preliminary interview. Now, the interviewee, the person that went there, described this as a fact-finding mission, because that's the question I ask. It sounds like a fishing expedition or a fact-finding mission to find out who actually has interest in what it's all about. The interview. So you want to hear the rest of it? You got to watch my video. I mean, I don't make these videos just for jolly and grins. I'm not getting compensated. My time is valuable. It's there. But the short answer is this is most likely them trying to get a sense of what's going on. They contacted a few people, offered for them to come in, and they'll go through the process to give the State Department feedback on the sort of things that are going on and the interest in this program. What the hell happened? My microphone just started changing colors there. That's not supposed to do that. That was weird. Something happened. Yeah, so you got to go watch the video. I appreciate it. It's not much to ask. I mean, you know, instead of coming in here and asking the questions, but I've answered that question. And then there was another question. Breitenbach Homer is asking a question. I misspoke. I want to know if I have to apply for passports for my family in the meantime. Well, Homer or Breitenbach, that's another question I've answered many times, but I'll entertain that again tonight, even though it's in the videos I prepared. So we don't know the answer to that question, but it's just wise to have a passport. If you can afford to spend 600 Rand per passport, I'd recommend you go do it. You should never be without a passport. I've always had a passport since I was 18, 19 years of age. You need it, you know, when it's tied te trek, as Bob van Blerk says, tied te trek. When it's tied te trek, you need a passport, man. You can't not have a passport and be caught by the short hairs. Now, refugees are normally people, well, legally, they're people who fled their home country because of oppression or conflict to a neighboring state. Oftentimes, they have nothing with them. Literally, people are raping and murdering their village. They grab what they can, grab their kids, and they run. And they get across the border and they wind up in a UN camp somewhere, or one sponsored by an NGO, and they get registered by the UN High Commissioner for Refugees. They don't have any documents, so the UN issues them, or the host country issues them documents, or the U.S. gives them travel papers. That is not your situation in South Africa. So I think it's very reasonable to expect you have to have a passport. However, that said, they may make exclusions. They may make allowances for people that don't have passports. I do not know. We do not know. That's the best answer I can give you. So, I mean, if you are not getting a passport because you're too cheap to spend 600 Rand, well, then you may be cutting your own throat. If you can't afford 600 Rand, well, then you can't afford 600 Rand. I get it. And if you got 5 kids, then you got to pay 600 per. I get it. I get it. But I'm just saying that all things being equal, you should have a passport. And if you don't get in the program, you got a passport. Don't blame me. You went and got a passport. It's a decision you have to make on your own. Look, I mean, this isn't immigration. You know, this is the Willy Wonka golden frickin' ticket. You're not a refugee legally. Nobody in South Africa is a refugee. You're not fleeing a conflict. Your government is not oppressing you and dropping you off the roof because you're homosexuals to your death. They're not rounding you up and putting you in camps yet or ever. You are being granted a generous in-country status of refugee, which isn't even legal, the definition. But we can accept that to let you in the country because you're being oppressed unjustly, as determined by the president or by the State Department, in this case, the president. So people don't get this. They keep acting like, okay, well, I get to go to America. No, this is an incredibly generous program that gives you money, that gives you flights, that gives you access to the country. If you behave yourself, you can get a citizen in a few years. You get job assistance. You get assistance translating your documents and qualifications into the host country. You get sponsors that show you how to get a driver's license, take you around to get a driver's license, get registered for this, get registered for that. They hold your hand. It's unbelievably generous. And the people lying about, you'll be in FEMA tents, you'll be starving, they'll treat you like crap. They're just so full of it, they don't know what they're talking about. It's a bunch of nonsense. It's garbage spewed by people who have penis envy because they won't qualify for it or because they're just too stupid. Yeah. So anyway, so Breitenbach Homer, I hope that answers your question as best I can. All things being equal, you should have a passport. But if it puts you in a financial bind, then don't get one. Or find a sugar daddy, or someone that's willing to help for you. Maybe at some point, if this program comes to fruition and we get the requirements for it, and they say you have to have a passport, then maybe we start raising money so people can get passports, and we sponsor people to get their passports. Maybe we do that. I don't know. We'll see. But again, I'm not here to get you to America. I don't want you to come here. Stay off my lawn. Stay there. Don't come here. That's not why I'm here. I'm just an independent journalist, and I'm reporting the facts. Anyway. I mean, why would I go to Northwest if there's nobody there? It's all right, Breitenbach. You didn't misspeak. I misunderstood what you were saying. Did you explain what it means to be on a watch list? Watch your video, Hunter. Okay, well, I joked about that, Amanda, because a watch list is typically something associated with a terror organization. We have a watch list. We have a terror watch list in America. That's what Mandela was on. So if you're on a terror watch list, you can't travel. So when Trump said a watch list, I'm like, what? A watch list? What? That's usually associated with terrorists. What Trump should have said is that we have our eye on events in South Africa. That's what he should have said. But he said watch list. So now everybody's talking about it. That's why I mentioned, I didn't ignore it in my report because people said, why didn't you say we're on a watch list? Well, to my knowledge, there's no such thing unless the Trump administration created a watch list for countries that they don't like or they're having trouble with. No, what Trump should have said is that we're keeping our eye on South Africa. Events happening there have our attention. That's what he should have said. And that alone ought to get them very nervous in South Africa. Roy says, condolences, lost my grandmother, breast cancer. Well, it was lung cancer in the end that got her, Roy. So yeah, the breast cancer, she survived. Oh no, Cappy, that's fine. See, people, you guys are new to the prenatal. You don't know anything about me. You're learning a little bit as you go along. So thank you for your concerns. So I'm not get choked up about this anymore. I mean, I can be a kind of emotional kind of guy because I wear my emotions and my patriotism near to my heart. But my mother, I went to Ohio to see her after she was in the hospital, and the end came within a month after that. So I went to see her. I went up and she was sleeping, and it was still COVID bullshit. So they were allowing people in the hospital finally, those who were terminal. Anyway, so she was in the hospital, nice hospital room, and she was sleeping when I came in, and she slept for over an hour while I was there. I hung out. TV was on, she was sleeping, and she woke up, and I walked over and she goes, "What are you doing here?" I said, "Because you're not well, Mom. You didn't have to come up here." I said, "Yes, I did." She was frail, and the cancer had eaten away at her. She was always a skinny person. Like I'd always been skinny my whole life. Not so skinny now. I'm actually normal, which feels fat, to be honest. But she was wasting away a bit because of the cancer. But her mind was sharp. And so I saw her, and then I came home. And I went there because my sister and my brother said the end is near. And I dropped everything, and I drove that day. And I drove all the way to Western Pennsylvania, stayed in a hotel overnight, got up, went there the next day. And she was actually, it's kind of weird things. My grandmother, the same sort of thing. She got better, came home from the hospital, and then 2 weeks later died. So I should have been wise to this sort of thing. But my mom was relatively well when I saw her, and she was cognizant and lucid. She slept a lot because she was tired. And then I said my goodbyes to her. And then I came back home, and a few weeks later, maybe 3 weeks or a month, I can't remember, but it was December 7th, wasn't it? Yeah, December 7th. Pearl Harbor Day. My sister called me from Ohio, my little sister, and said, because she were in hospice, and said, "This is it, Mom. It's the end. She wants to hear from you." So she put my mom on the phone, and they were on speaker, and I thanked her for my life. My parents were far from perfect, and and my childhood was quite miserable and unfortunate. But there's no doubt that my mother loved her children, and she loved me in particular. I was the firstborn. And if you look at pictures of both of us when we're teens, it's kind of androgynous. We both look kind of the same, skinny, same facial features. But trust me, my mom didn't have this beard when she passed. So I thanked her for my life. I was all choked up, and she couldn't speak at that point, but her eyes, and she could move her head, and she recognized and had a tear. And my sister told me, said she. And that was the last thing I said to my mother. So the fact that she got together with my father and decided to knock boots one night back almost 60 years ago is why I'm here. And that little sperm swam up and found that egg, or I wouldn't be here. Someone else would be here, some different personality. And the travails and the troubles and tribulations that I went through as a child, and the foster care and the kidnappings and all the other things that happened to us as children, forged who I am. So while it may have been unpleasant and horrible to experience as a child, it made me internally stronger and made me well suited to be a leader and to empathize with other people, whether they're black, white, or brown, Christian, Muslim, or Jew, Americans, South Africans, Botswana, Germans, Estonians. And so, so I thank my mother for my life, and I'm glad I did that. I think it was a noble thing to do, and I'm sure in her final moments it gave her some great comfort. I got that impression. So anyway, not to go on about that, but unfortunately, unless somebody's found the Fountain of Youth from Ponce de Leon, which is not in Florida, we haven't found it yet. All we find down there is manatees. No Fountain of Youth. But if you can find that, let me know, because I'd like to have some of that. I'd like to live forever like the vampires do. But the sad part about the nature of life is we're born, we grow up, we exist, and we do all pass at some point. So keep that in mind. It's just a part of life, unfortunately. Amanda says, done, subscribe, and sharing. Okay, to the Substack, okay. Wasn't Vice President Pence the COVID czar and went along with Fauci? I don't remember what his role was, but Pence disgraced himself. Not over January 6th, but his subsequent actions after the administration. It costs a ton. You only live another 5 or 10 at the most after lung transplants. Oh, yeah, I got it. I got it, Army, yeah. So your mom is, yeah. Y'all Tapper says, right-wing podcaster. Yeah, right, exactly. Bank email sent. I'm here helping answer some already answered questions. Thank you, Chronic. So we have an idea. Open all original South African boer restaurant. Keytruda works short term, then everything returns. You have to have a great constitution to withstand. I think it was Keytruda or Truvada. It might have been Truvada. I don't know, Em. I don't know. All I can tell you is that she took that stuff from early 2019 until the end of 2020 when this COVID scam started. And by early 2021, she wasn't allowed to take it anymore. And then things went south. Yeah, but she was fine. Just go a message on our watch group in the area. Say someone's car was set on fire last night. Jeez. Oh, I hope I don't have to get stabbed before I fail. Oh my goodness, Francois. Good God. Are you trying to be funny? That's not funny. They used her lymphoma destroyed all. Okay. Yeah, 8 banks in China. There you go. I knew there were U.S. banks there. I think Citibank is probably one of them. J.P. Morgan's probably another one. Thank you, Brett Larson, for your membership. I do appreciate that. What time is it? 1:51. Okay. Talking to my kids about the potential move, you say my youngest already decided that she will be joining the Army and will be training as a medic. Wow. Lizette, that's interesting. Where do you gain 3 million people worth of space? Look, I'm against America becoming any larger. I mean, frankly, I think we have too many people at 330, 350 million people, but America could easily host 650, 700 million people. But we consume resources at a very high rate, and that wouldn't be good for the planet. Son is 33, lives in China. He says, if I can go, I must. Okay, Liz, well, your son's smart, I guess. Push my mom. Just have your passport ready. Stay tuned, okay? Okay. I have to travel to Pretoria from Eastern Cape for the interview. No, you're not, Tim. Why? Pim, you've been here a lot, and you haven't heard me say this 1,000 times. Why do you have to go? Are you talking about right now? Did you get an email? Or are you talking about if the program's implemented? Okay, maybe you're right. Maybe you're talking about right now. Maybe you got an invitation. But if it's when the program's implemented, you probably won't have to travel. You just get it there in Durban, probably, or Peter Maritzburg, or PE. Do you have an email we can send you the scoops to? Yeah, Karen, it's on the channel, but I realize a lot of using mobile phones. It doesn't show up so easily. So here it is. I need my mods to start keeping a text file open with all these links. I do that, and then my mods could really help out a lot. Some of them do. Ronell seems to have the links handy, but she's not here this hour tonight. There's email, but I'm way behind, folks. I mean, it takes forever to answer these messages. Okay. Yes, it's in a mood reading. No, it's not a mood reading microphone, but I can set up so it rotates, I can change the color of this thing, and so it just rotates. I don't know why I did that. Something hiccuped the software. It didn't do something right. Light sync. Let's go to breathing. Here we go. There you go. There's a mood one. It's breathing now. I can do a cycle. It goes through all the colors. I can do confetti. That's interesting. The sun. Twilight. Well, that's kind of cool, huh? I prefer the solid. It's a pretty cool microphone. This is my third one from this brand. I got two. One that doesn't work anymore. It's kind of messed up, the original one. Yolanda says, good morning. See newsworthy event in South Africa. EPMD is blocking all highways, including Ortambo. What? Why? I think it'd be the action of reform that say is not kicked out of Agoa. No. Are you asking, Marnus, if South Africa is not kicked out of Agoa will be because of AfRiform? No. It'll be because Trump is incredibly patient, and also because DA and AfRiform Solidarity asked them not to do it. Yeah, probably. Also, we know the impact of kicking South Africa out of Agoa. That's bad news for South Africans, and we don't want to hurt South Africans. So all they want to do is piss off politicians, if anything. Well, the best way to reach me would be through WhatsApp, Karen, but you have to be one of the WhatsApp groups to send me that. So, yeah, WhatsApp is the most reliable way to reach me, although it's become less reliable with 10,000 people sending me a message that I don't know. Don't worry about it, Gideon. It's life, unfortunately. I wish my mom hadn't smoked all these years, but she grew up in a different era. Went to New Zealand. The funny thing is my mother and I are both baby boomers. She was born in 45. I was born in 64. December 31st, 1964 is the end of the baby boomer era, technically. I've been carried by demographers as a baby boomer and a Gen Xer, whatever, both of them. But if I'm a Gen Xer, I'm the oldest Gen Xer. If I'm a baby boomer, I'm the youngest baby boomer. The oldest baby boomers are 80 now. The youngest ones are 60. So there you go. Yep. Went to New Zealand, Australia, on work visa, spent every penny we had, just couldn't get residency. Either they made it impossible, we couldn't stay since no one wanted to give us a loan. Yep, exactly, Francois. They don't want you there. Yep. Just hope that the Afrikaners, even in other countries, be considered. No, they're not likely going to be considered. No, they won't. I don't know for certain, but I've read the rules for the law. They're going to have to do some serious backflipping on the law in order to change that. The law is very clear. You cannot be resettled in another country. Now, if you're on a temporary work visa, you're not resettled there. But the law says you have to be located outside the United States to be a refugee. You have to be a special humanitarian concern in the United States. Got that covered. Trump gave you an excuse for that. Demonstrate you were persecuted or fear persecution. You probably won't have to prove that in this case, but if you have proof of it, bring it. And you're not firmly resettled in another country. So if you have moved to Thailand, or you have moved to Japan, or you have moved to China, and that's where your residency is, then that's where your residency is. You're not being oppressed. We're not asking Afrikaners to come to America. You're missing the point entirely. This is not directed at anybody, but you're missing the point entirely. This is not about, hey, let's let Afrikaners come to America. It's no, the president's saying you're being oppressed in South Africa if you're in this group. So those people who live in South Africa being oppressed are the ones who are going to be offered this opportunity. Not people living in Norway or Ireland or Georgia or Armenia or Azerbaijan or Australia. No, you already live somewhere that you're safe. You're not being oppressed there. I mean, that's not fair for people actually being oppressed. We do have an absorptive capacity. So that's not directed at anybody, just trying to give you the context here so you understand it. If you're on a temporary work visa somewhere and you want to apply for this program, I'd recommend you apply for it, as long as you have an address back in South Africa and you can come back for the interview at your own expense. And I'm here. Where's your home address? Bloemfontein, 33 Nasbota Drive. Okay. How have you been discriminated against? Well, the following ways. I couldn't get work. I had to go abroad on a temporary work visa to work in Dubai. Yep. Do you live in Dubai? No, I'm just there for 3 months. Okay. All right. We'll process your account. There you go. I don't know. That's my advice. I don't know what to tell you. I'm sorry. It's, you look at if you are living in Thailand, you've been there for 9 years, or you're living in Taiwan, you've been there for 3 years, you're destination shopping. This is not a destination shopping offer. You're not on the home shopping network. This isn't Take-A-Lot. This isn't Amazon going, okay, I want to go there. I want this, I want that. No, this is for people whose very lives are in jeopardy, according to President Trump or the State Department. So there you go. Does that answer your question? Yes, I think that there's going to be travel sanctions issued against certain politicians, and they won't touch a go, I think. But you're not even in a go illegally. It's a violation of the federal law. But, federal government violates law all the time, so why do they care? Why are the roads closed? Overtime was cut. Okay. Johann Steenkamp says, excellent YouTube channel. I'm just another staffer living in a foreign country. I have current U.S. petition ongoing almost 1,000 days. We'll see if I'm eligible for refugee status. You won't be, Johann. You won't be. If you're living in the Philippines. But you want to apply. If you got an address, go back to South Africa, in case they call you back. Crazy story. My mother lives in Auckland, has to renew her South African passport in Wellington, could only get appointed to collect the renewal from August 2026. Not unusual. Security clearance of the U.S. government are so far behind, millions of clearances behind, that I've been granted a special situation in which my clearance doesn't have to be renewed, which is weird, but it's because I'm a trusted agent. I've been doing this for so long. Lamol is the last person on earth anybody should listen to. Yeah. He thinks he's important. He's an idiot. He's a buffoon. I think the Colonel realized the reason for all the repeated questions is his channel. Well, it's not growing very fast, Alan. It's not. It's slowed down immensely. We're still growing, but I'm not complaining about that. This is not like the old days. Yeah. We are now less than 200 subscribers away from 60,000. Wow. 191 subscribers will hit 60,000. That would be so awesome to do that today. So awesome. Okay. My friend flew to South Africa to sort her passport out. She said the consulate in New Zealand's crazy. I dipped Copenhagen stuff since I was 13. Oof. That's nasty stuff, man. But we have to go back to somewhere. If we go back to South Africa one day, even if we work abroad, then get denied, that will suck big time. What are you telling me? I forget what your circumstances were. Were you the one in the Philippines and you've been there for 9 years, or Thailand? If you've been somewhere for 9 years, you're not temporary. You're living there. You've got a safe haven. You're in it. So anyway, just saying. Do you think they'll settle the refugees in third countries like Botswana for vetting? No, I don't, Theodorus. I don't think so, because this is in-country vetting. It's silly, and it's going to be cost ineffective to do that. Why would we take you from South Africa to Botswana and then pay to keep you there while we process you? Come to the embassy, answer the questions, come to the consulate, answer the questions, come to the building where you actually come to, answer the questions, bring your documentation, we'll review your case, we'll vet your background while you stay at home and live and do whatever you're doing in South Africa. If you're approved, you'll get a phone call and a text message. Bring your bum in. It's time to go on this date. It makes no sense to do it elsewhere. The only thing that makes sense in Botswana is if the South African government suddenly became problematic and refused to let people leave the country. Well, They would say we offered flights with C-17s. Highly unlikely. Then we'd fly them to Habaroni, and you'd be there. Going to hit 60,000 soon. Well, it'd be nice, Shawnee, hopefully today. But still a long way from that 100,000. When I get 100,000, I'm going to be pretty happy. It's been a long slog. But we got a long way to go. Brother was in New Zealand for 19 years, was very unhappy. He had hell during COVID and lost his business. He had a heartache last year, 55, and died. Heart attack. Oh. Yeah, Carolyn, I'm sorry to hear that. Well, that's a problem. People, all excited leaving. But, and I'm not trying to dissuade you or encourage you, but you're in South Africa. Canary Wharf is not South Africa. Dublin is not South Africa. Wellington and Auckland are not South Africa. Perth, well, that's kind of South Africa. So many Safas there. It's kind of South Africa. But yeah, so you just have to, that's part of what you have to accept. Tracy Bolt, hello. Heart attack. Yeah, that's what he meant. Suitable. Being 59 is no excuse. You can go. It's a mindset. Yeah. Who said something about being 59? Who said something about being 59? The U.S. assistant paying for a future relocation during the process. Oh my goodness. Again, watch the videos. I put the link at the top. Click on the Substack. Go to my Substack. Please subscribe if you don't mind, but you don't have to. And then read the document, which is not very long. It just lists all the videos. It includes a video about finances. I will answer your question. And for the jackrabbits and knobs who attacked my videos early and accused me of calling people crybabies, I didn't call any people crybaby. I called you one because you're a dipshit who posted that. But see how patient I am answering this question for the seventh time tonight. The seventh time tonight. I don't get paid for this. Certainly not getting any super chats. They're not coming in now. So to answer your question, experimental CQ DX, you sound like somebody in the Army. Charge of quarters and direct exchange DX. Does the U.S. assist in paying for furniture? Oh, furniture. Oh, I'm sorry. My apologies. I thought this said future. No, I've never answered that question. No. Why would we pay for you to bring furniture out? You're not moving to America. Good Lord. You're not moving to America. People, you got to get this out of your mind. I mean, look, you got to start taking this more seriously. You got to be more informed. You're not being offered a green card to move to America. You're not moving to America. You're fleeing to America as a refugee. Refugees don't bring their yachts and their cattle and their cars and their guns and all this other stuff. You're fortunate enough you can bring pets in most cases. But no, you got to get in the right mindset here, folks. This isn't immigration. You want to immigrate? Then spend your money on a lawyer. Wait 10 years, whatever the process is. But if you want to take advantage of an incredibly generous refugee offer, well, then you got to take advantage of it. No, they're not going to pay for your furniture. I'm going to tell you that right. We're not going to do that. That's insane. Do you know what it costs to ship stuff from Africa? In 2000, my household goods were shipped by air freight, and I was limited. I couldn't even send furniture. I was limited to, I think, 2,500 or 3,000 pounds. My household goods were flown from the States to Tunisia, and it cost the Army $38,000. $38,000 to move my goods to Tunisia to work in the embassy. Now, multiply that by the 90 people that work in the embassy there. We are not paying to bring your furniture. That ain't going to happen, man. Your furniture is shit. It's gone. You come here as a refugee, you might as well forget it. You might as well sell it or keep your house in South Africa and let somebody stay in it till you become a citizen. You want to go back there and visit. No, we're not paying for your furniture, man. We're also not shipping your car here. And we're not paying for your pets. Not paying for your pets. You got pets? I know they're your family members. I'm sorry. I'm not paying for them. They're not Homo sapiens. So, and that wasn't a snarky answer, experimental CQDX. I hope you took that in the good spirit that was intended. Just we're not paying for that, man. I mean, look, we spend $2.7 billion helping you get settled in America every year. The refugees come here. So, I mean, come on. No, it's not. Would more interviews get more subscribers? I don't know what you mean by that. Had the U.S. Embassy teachers here at my venue 2 years ago. The teachers had their own school for U.S. citizens, children. Yeah, well, it depends. So that's not the U.S. Embassy school. Let me make that clear. Embassy doesn't have schools. Our embassies don't own schools. Now, the Department of Defense has schools. In countries we have large concentrations of military, like Korea and Germany and Italy, we have Department of Defense schools. Department of Defense Dependent School System, DODS. I think they've changed the name now, though, but DODS. So the school that's usually called the American School is an international school. It's a private organization. You find them in many countries. So in Liberia, we had the American School, but it wasn't controlled by the Americans.
wasn't run by the Americans. We had Americans who were on the board of directors from the embassy just to influence it. It's funded by people who pay fees. And since the Americans had kids there and we pay top dollar, unfortunately, that helped finance the school, and then others from other diplomat kids. So those were communities where diplomats typically send their kids. Sometimes others go to it, you know. In Joburg, there's a German high school. I think it's still open. Yep. So there's a few of them in South Africa. Oh, you guys answered. Napoleon, yep. Okay. I feel even if you were financially free, returning to a place that are racially one-sided, what future do these people have? Property, then get grabbed. Are you looking for an argument with me? Are you looking for me to disagree with you? Are you trying to pick a fight with me? I mean, I appreciate your feelings, but I mean, I can't change the reality. Can't change it. Good luck on answering all the new questions from new development that's taking place. Thank you for your updates. Much appreciated. Thank you, Hugo. Okay, Claudine van Staden, welcome to you. Thank you for everything you do, says Lindy. Really mean it. What would we do without you? Probably pulling your hair out. Probably. And my reward is to be attacked by racist and then stupid Afrikaners. There's some stupid Afrikaners out there attacking me. I don't know why. I'm not encouraging anybody to go anywhere. You don't like the truth? You can't handle the truth? Then fuck off, you know? Piss off. You know, no one asked you to come here and watch my content. But thanks for watching it. Oh, my goodness. Yeah, my patience is pretty wild. Yep. Yeah, I mean, yeah, exactly, Sean. You know, if you want to ship your stuff over, that's on you. But you better be able to be in the country when it arrives and be able to get to the port where it's at or have it shipped to another destination. And that stuff ain't cheap, man. That stuff ain't cheap. You're going to cost you a lot of money to ship your goods. A lot of money. Unless you're wealthy, you're not going to be doing that. So basically you're saying if you want to qualify for refugee status, you need to leave all work abroad, try to struggle and play. No, that's not what I said. That's not what I said. Why do people infer things I never stated? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I didn't say that. Where do you get that from? Are you asking legitimate questions, or are you trying to provoke some sort of response here so you can do a screen capture and then go, ha, he lied to us? I mean, honestly, I didn't just say that. Where do you get that from? That's 4 minutes ago you posted that. I didn't say that. You were bummed out because you live abroad and you don't qualify, which is what I told you, what the law says. It's what the law is. The Immigration Nationality Act of 1980. It's right there. Section 101, paragraph A, subsection 42. The Immigration National. That defines what a refugee is. You must not be firmly resettled in another country. It's pretty simple, straightforward. You don't need rocket science to figure that out. There may be some exception, but you're going to hold your hat on that? Well, let me see. I'll wait and see. What I told you is that if you have an address in South Africa and you want to apply for this program, I mean, I'm just telling you what I would do. I'm not saying it's legit or it's right or wrong. I'm just saying, you know, without any information, since you all have to have answers right now, you can't wait for the program to be established. I'm just telling you what makes sense. I'm not telling you to go anywhere or sell anything or drop anything. I never said that. I said let me make this clear. If I were a South African and I was on a short-term contract in Dubai, working in a casino, whatever the hell. But I'm from the Free State. My family's back there. I left my wife and kids back there. And I went here because I can't make money in South Africa because they're a bunch of racists. So I went there. I'm making money in Dubai. 6-month contract. Well, you're going to be damn skippy that when that program comes out, I'm going to apply for it. In fact, right now, I'd probably send the email to the embassy saying, I'm interested. I'm an Afrikaner and my family. I want to come to America. And then if they send you a message saying, we'd like you to come in for an interview, then get your ass on a plane and fly back there at your own expense. That's what I said earlier. Do the interview. Answer them honestly. Then go back to work. I never said leave. Come on, man. Come on. What's depressing, Carolyn? $150,000 for a small container to USA. That might be right. Yep. People assume all kinds of things. Here's an interesting fact. Genocide Watch says South Africa on level 6 already. That's out of 10 levels. Yeah, I heard about that. I haven't reported on it. Yeah, Aaron, some people just don't get it, man. They're just not getting it. Thanks for the welcome. I'm here every day. Thank you, Claudine. What's the rugby player fun stad? Bram van Straten. Bram van Straten, not Straten. Sorry. I listen to what you say. I don't necessarily make comments. That's fine, Claudine. You don't have to make comments. Thank you for subscribing. Hope everyone's having a great day, says Army. Okay, cool. It's a nice way of telling people to F off. You could smile and say, time to make a sexual departure. What? Somebody said, Chris, there's 140 Rand. Thank you, Brian. Thank you so much. Chris, your streams is what keeping most of us sane and positive, for me at least, but there are many here who feel the same. Thanks for all your time. You're welcome. Thank you for the kind words. That keeps me going. I mean, thank you. Owned by Chinese company. Yeah, I'm not surprised. With the help of the Colonel, we would all be floundering in lies and misinformation. Yeah, but instead I get people, telling me I said this and said that. I'm not picking on the lady or a guy here that's writing. I can't read your username. It's I don't know, it's supposed to be Irish or Greek or something, but thank you. Gideon Russ from Japan. Thank you. You become a regular super chatter. Those small yen chats. I appreciate it. Yeah, I'm not trying to pick on that person. I'm just saying, but I mean, when you've answered the same question 75,000 times every other day for 6 weeks, it starts to wear on you. And, and I have warned you over and over again, be patient. Don't jump the gun. Don't run around. Don't stop being a chicken with your head cut off. You can get as anxious as you want. It isn't going to change the speed of this process. You can be as freaked out as you want. It isn't going to change anything. My recommendation is you just pay attention. You just pay attention. Go about your life. Start making plans for whatever you're going to do. Continue your life in South Africa. If you want to go abroad, then start making plans, getting documents together. If you have the means to move money around, then move money around and put it in a national account. Whatever you're going to do. Just saying. Okay. Thank you, Flock Funk. Okay. There it is. When I come to you and say I will build a whole lot of bookcases. Thanks, Ranks. Refugee's been taken over a couple years or all at once. Well, Derek, I seriously doubt anybody taking over all at once. We have an absorptive capacity, and we don't know how many refugees there are. We don't know what the qualifications are, so I can't answer that question. I would suspect that people start coming over in dribbles initially, and then there would be a flood of people, filling up planes. Carry on working remotely for a South Africa-based company wants you to say, why couldn't you, Daniel? If your company wants you to keep working, why couldn't you? If your company does that, we got a lot of South Africans who work remotely for American companies. Marco Funstein. Thank you, Charles. Actually, Lizelle Espeg, I'm not here for people that want to go to South Africa. To correct that, I am answering those questions, but I'm here for my audience to have a good Leka conversation, to enjoy our company, to share wisdoms, to rubbish the fake media and report the truth. As a historian, a political scientist, and a person who cares about humanity, that's why I'm here. But I get what you're getting at, but that's why I'm here, to be clear. Okay? And I'm doing this now, and you may be right about this particular stream because I don't stream at 11:30 at night till 2:30 in the morning. I mean, I would rather be sleeping or watching, the Majorca Files. I started watching the first season again. Boy, that chica, that British chick that plays Miranda Blake, she was really hot in that first season. Not that she's not hot now, but I mean, now I remember why I started watching that show. And the German dude wasn't chubby. He was still good looking, kind of svelte too. I think he's actually Austrian, not German. But anyway, I'd rather be watching the Majorca Falls or sleeping or watching, Doc Martin or watching Death in Paradise, Yeah. But I'm doing this to help people out. So you are correct about that, Lizelle. That's why I started doing the night broadcast. And I'm going to do these as long as I can manage it until we have clarity or something's underway. 140 Rand from Marshall Eagle. Thank you very much for that, man. So that has been depressing from the day I woke up. No, don't tell them to Google Lizelle. Tell them to go watch my videos. The link to the Substack page is pinned at the top of the chat. Go to the chat, look at the top, click on the link, go to Substack. Please subscribe if you don't mind. And but you don't have to subscribe. And then go to the page and you'll see the documents, the most recent document. I just haven't put the last couple videos on there because I need to edit that, but that's there. Click on it, 14 questions, eligibility, background checks, finance. It's all there, man. It's all there. Don't send them to Google. Screw that. Get me views, man. Get me views. Get my channel grow. Samantha Muirhead, welcome to you. Don't work yourself over, stupid people. Yep. I know what it's like to be a primary school teacher. Okay. Brian Struvic, thank you for 148 Rand super chat. Gideon Rust, the 200 yen. Earth is 2 astronauts heavier. It is. It is. We tilted on axis when they landed. No, I haven't looked at the 10 pictures you sent me. Just send it to me email or WhatsApp. I mean, somebody said something about it earlier. Stone my wife's car. Wow. Wow. Unbelievable. Well, keep that picture. Oh my God. What the hell is this? Oh dear God. Oh my God. Mr. Jardin, okay. Your number is weird. Okay. Oh, that's not what I want to see this hour. Somebody sent me something by mistake. I apologize. Okay, now I know, but I don't, the tent thing, I don't see it. I'm going through here, so sorry. Can trust and share containers, split a container. Yeah, you can do that. That's true. It's still expensive though. Yeah. Family heirlooms, photographs, things. Yeah, that's what you take. Special things like if you're from Germany, you take your Dirndl, your Trachten, things like that. Yeah. I think a few people were a bit stressed and worried because a few people was invited for interviews. Hence all your questions. Well, that's why I made the video, and all it did was get me attacked by a bunch of racists. And I didn't advocate. I didn't speculate. I just simply stated the facts. And I think I stated all the facts you need to know. And people are still being asses about it. Not here in the chat, but the comments on the video being asses. Okay, so Mickey Dangerous is back, and then. Thank you for all the great info you're sharing. You're welcome, Werner Kurtze. True, but they need to chillax. Ugh. Yes, Anne Marinelle. Yeah, if you are going to move, it might be more cost effective. Just get rid of stuff and come over. So, oh my goodness, Derek Fenter. Oh my goodness. No, I'm not going to entertain that one. That's a no brainer. Now you're just trolling me. Go watch the video I did earlier. Huge update on President Trump's resettlement program. It's mentioned there. I tell you the documents. I read right from the email. I've already talked about this at least 4 times tonight. So if you want that answer, you're going to have to go watch the video. I'm not going to charge you any money. I'm not going to try to give you any counseling. I'm not going to try to do stuff. I'm growing tired at 2:19 in the morning answering the same questions. Famous is a strike today. Okay. Colonel, if we own a house in South Africa, do you think we'll have enough time to sell it? Well, guys, you have to consider the whole situation here. Where do you live in South Africa? If you live in Johannesburg, you're screwed. Nobody's going to buy your house. Nobody's buying houses there now. Houses in the market for 18, 24 months. People can't sell them. My friend has been trying to sell his house for 3 years. It's a nice house. It's also been a victim of home invasion. They stole this. So when I went to South Africa in 2022, I was hosted by the Sightlanders in Uppington, and we had a big event there with the Sightlanders. I got some dust on that bad boy. as a parting gift, the Sightlanders gave me a leather satchel, which had my name burned into it there. It says Sightland Verdediging, so defense, with the bull on it, and it had my name on it. Where the hell's my name at? It's here somewhere. That's dusty. I don't even see my name anymore. It's here somewhere. I don't see it. Anyway, this satchel. Wow, where did my name go? Did it fade off? Good Lord, I've been sitting over there for a while now. Anyway, this satchel was really nice for wine. It's got a little spot inside. And they gave this to me. And they gave it full of wine and other stuff. So, as you can see, pretty nice. Anyway, I had hand carried it on the plane back to Joburg. And I visited my friend in Centurion. And I stayed overnight with him and his wife. Lovely people. I've known him long before I started going back to South Africa. Long before I started doing broadcasting. I've known him from LinkedIn. Really good guy. Where the heck Colonel Wyatt on there? What the hell's it at? Oh, here it is. Yeah, that's why. It's down here. Okay, there you go. Chris Wyatt, 30 August 2022. Or 20 August 2020. It's down here. I couldn't see it. So, that satchel. Steve Hofmeyer, I was invited to a bride at his house. He lived at the time in Centurion. So I went over there near Centurion. Went to Steve's and I showed him. I said, look at this. The Sightlanders gave me this. How cool it is. And I left it in the kitchen and we had a braai and we all had a good time. And it was time to leave and we were chatting. Forgot my wine satchel at Steve Hofmeyer's house. So Steve gave it to my friend. He took it to his house. And before I got back to South Africa, his home was broken into. They stole his TV. They didn't kill his dogs. But he lives in a gated community and he still broke in. Stole all his stuff. They stole my wine. They carried it down to the creek, Centurion, and they set it on the ground and they stole all the stuff, went away. And they live in a street where people should be able to see this. You have to wonder what the hell's going on there. Somebody's behind it. They left my wine behind. They either forgot about it or they looked at it and said Sightlanders and it made them shit their pants and Colonel Wyatt on it. But he went down and found where they were stealing the stuff and he found my wine. The wine was still inside. So all the wine, the Brandwein is in South Africa. I've taken it to Cape Town. It's sitting down there and it's waiting for me to drink when I get back. So yeah, so I still have that, and I couldn't bring the booze back because I can't declare. I'm not going to declare it. So anyway, but selling your house, my friend has been trying to sell that house for 3 years. It's a lovely house. No one's buying. So good luck, and that's before anyone even tries to come to the country as a refugee. So good luck with that. Last night I got a fright. I thought someone was in our yard. Oh, yeah, no, I got you, Lindy. That's a scary thought. Well, look, I mean, when I stayed with my friend north of Brits on a farm, he's a tobacco farmer, when I was there that night, we made a plan. I mean, who has to make a plan? So, Marshall Eagle, we made a plan, a defense plan for that night. He's like, okay, here, all right, there's the bars, okay. If the alarm goes off, if there's a sound, if the lights come on, here's where you get your firearm from. Okay, got it. All right. Checked out the firearm, made sure it was loaded, made sure it was unsafe, made sure there's a location where I can get it, where it's not obvious for an intruder to get to. Yep. And then we made a plan and had radios. So here's your radio. Here's my radio. We'll be able to call in. All right. Make sure you got your mobile just in case. So we made a plan on how to survive a farm attack that night. Something they do every night. They rehearse it. That's no way to live. That's no way to live. I'm a soldier, so I'm accustomed to that sort of thing. But that's no way for people to live. Kids get transported by bus to school, okay? Marshall, Colonel, don't worry about stupid people. I sent the email yesterday. Now I'm starting to collect evidence if I need to go to America. Love you so much for doing this for us. You're welcome, Marshall Eagle. It's my pleasure. And thank you for the 140 Rand super chat. It's your first super chat. Thank you. What is the show about? Actually, that's a fair question, Van, because the title is The News is Broken. Here's how to fix it. Well, this is the program that I started doing at night. There's a super chat of £2, Savage Daughter. Watch TV series Shameless. Yeah, I've seen Shameless. I don't like it so much. William Macy's in that, right? Van, the show, my normal show is a news program. It's broadcast at 6 p.m. every day, except when I'm traveling or I've been consulting or some event comes up. But it's 7 days a week. I do a news program. I start with South Africa. I work around SADC, around the rest of Africa. Then I go to hotspots around the world that the media knows about or doesn't know about, and I report on them because I'm a political scientist and historian, among other things, and a journalist. And then I work my way back through Europe and work my way back to the United States. the one place I neglect is Latin America. I don't really give a crap about Latin America, so I don't really pay much attention to it. And I do the news, and I take news reports because I read the news in English, German, French, Afrikaans, and I used to read a little bit in Swahili, but not so much anymore. It's too much of a task for me. So I read the news in those sources, and I go to sources, and I pay a fortune for subscriptions to many of these news services because they're all gone behind paywalls now. And then I read the news, and I report the news. And if they're wrong, I offer analysis of what's wrong about it or what they're doing that's op-ed and not news. And then I interact with my audience, answer questions, and that's the news program. Then I do prepared videos on travel, on agriculture, on language, culture, politics from all over the world. And then I also have a rugby channel. I'm a rugby broadcaster. I do live color commentary and play-by-play for 6 nations, select matches, all URC matches with South Africa sides unless they're playing at the same time. And all Springboks test matches, USA Eagles test matches when they're available. And I used to do 7s, but I don't do that anymore. I also do Curry Cup as well. And so I don't do Varsity Cup because I don't know those kids. That's too hard to call a game for Varsity Cup. And yeah, so that's what I do. And then I have another original program at Real Chris Wyatt, which is U.S. news and politics. But that's being neglected right now because of this. But this program at night, for me, it's 2:26 in the morning. I started because of the intense interest over this refugee program and people asking me so many questions. So I came here at night, and I'm basically doing 2 live broadcasts every day for usually 1.5 hours to 3 hours every day and every night, in addition to my production. When I'm done this, before I go to bed, I'm editing a video. I might just go to bed tonight and finish it in the morning because I'm kind of tired. But that's what the show is about. Does that help you, Van? Does that help? PTSD, yeah, people, you have PTSD. I work in Somalia, earning dollars, and will keep working here and move to the USA as refugee. I don't want to rely on the U.S. government for longer than I have to. Should have a general questionnaire. Click and reflect your segment of the video. Yeah, and how am I supposed to post a questionnaire? Where do I post that? In the comments section? In the About tab? No, it doesn't work like that, man. It's a good idea, but it doesn't work. Some will come and go down every day. Executive order is written, so the program will come. Maybe they are working out a sweet deal. Rakmabang. Rakmabang. You are really a beacon of hope for us this holiday. Thanks for your concern. Well, you're very welcome, Earl. My pleasure. Anton says, I even know people who immigrate to other places, sold their belongings instead of moving it because of the huge transport costs. Yep. What documents were required? I just gave you the link. Here's the video. Oh, the damn thing crashed again. Freaking YouTube, man. What is going on with this damn website? Ah, boy. So what are we up to now? We're 8:41. Okay. Here we go. We're live again. Cool. So here's the link. That'll take you to the video I made about the embassy interview, which will give you an idea of what it's like without actually listening to somebody that sat in the interview. I'm doing it for you. Jacques Mayer, thank you for subscribing. Wrote R21 closed. Oh, jeez. Thank you for your sacrifice you make for... Yep. I will have a look. All right, Van. Cool. You check that out, but that's not in the series. What I also recommend is you go to if you're interested in, what are you interested in, Van? I'm sorry, I'm confusing with the other gentleman now. Van, what are you interested in? I mean, look, I've done everything on this sun. I've interviewed the CEO of the Macadamia Nut Association in South Africa, interviewed the CEO of SAAI, the Small Farming Initiative for Southern Africa. I've interviewed Steve Hofmeyer, Nas Botha, Victor Matfield, Peter Hernevald, Bantu Holomisa, Velencini Labisa, Dax, all kinds of people. Do it all the time. So, and then I do specials on different things. By the way, I haven't forgotten about my history special on the World War I on the ship that the Germans had in the East Africa. Still working on that, by the way. Just been so busy since this kicked off. Lewiski, okay. Appreciate all your efforts. And just a question, from your point of view, do you think that there's any hope for minorities in South Africa? Will AfriForum make a difference? What do you mean? Okay, that's kind of an open-ended question. What do you mean? Is there any hope for minorities in South Africa? I'm trying to answer. Oh, what the heck happened here? Where'd it go? Oh, man. Okay, Van, I don't know where it came from. Did you send me an email, Van? Is it what you sent me an email? Okay, I'm sorry. It's late, too, okay? Well, a bunch of people just subscribed to Substack. Thank you for that. That was an hour ago. So I apologize, but Van, let me see. Tense. Did you label it tense? Oh, there it is. Okay, got it. Okay, I found it. Oh, okay. Okay. All right. So I see what you're getting at. Okay. All right. Well, that looks like an army tent. Okay. All right. Well, I'll show you that. Okay. Thank you for that. Okay. So this is what he wants everybody to see. Okay. Je kan zien hier die is een tent. All right. Got it. Got it. Got it. Okay. That's what it is. Found it. Thank you. Email. I was looking in WhatsApp. You sent it to email. Okay. Yeah, Van, it's not emails. Emails, WhatsApp, Telegram, text messages, phone calls. I mean, look, this is the first day. Well, we're early yet. Every single day for the past 2 weeks, somebody is calling me at 3:30, 3:20, 4:20 in the morning. My phone's on silent, so unless I'm looking at my phone, I don't see it. But I mean, people just call. I mean, they see the country code and they don't give a shit. They just call me up. Like, oh, okay, hey, I'll just call them up. Okay. Yeah, so listen, I'd like to know this. Seriously? Seriously? No manners whatsoever. I try to be respectful. I don't typically call people after 10 p.m. their time. I mean, I sit here a lot of times and I need to send stuff to people in South Africa, interviews, and I sit here and wait until it's late at night here, so I get to the next morning and send it to them. But a lot of people aren't extending me the same courtesy. Did you hear about when Rama said they would close schools for 2 years so the teachers can be trained? No, I didn't hear that, Amanda. Didn't hear that. Was that recent? What documents are required for the interview? See the video. Stubborn to deal with, Monray says. Boers are also stubborn to deal with, my friend. Martin van Lille, I can promise you it's much more than 250,000. Yeah, probably. Again, I said 275,000. That's based off of one source and a projection. It's analysis. That's what analysts do. And that's a projection off of what Neil Diamond said he gave to the embassy. 67,000 names of primary applicants, heads of household, essentially. That doesn't include now we must be pushing 70, 75,000 people, with this week included, people that have come here and asked me questions, many of whom just subscribe so they can get a question in. Then they unsubscribe and leave my channel. And that's fine. It's a shame. Just leave your subscription, as least you could do. I mean, I have given you all easily $100,000 worth of billing hours for free. Think about that. When people want to talk about, what the Colonel's doing, I have spent at least since February 7th, 100,000 hours of billing. All right? I'm spending at least 6 hours a day doing this work for you all. At $500 an hour legal fees for immigration, that's $3,000 a day. 10 days, $30,000. 30 days, $90,000. I've been doing this for almost 7 weeks. So that's about $130,000, $140,000 of free advice I've given you that some immigration counselor is going to charge you for. And people still refuse to listen. And they want to trash me. It's unbelievable. Unbelievable. You've got an invitation to embassy going tomorrow. Thanks a million. Giving us the info on email. If you've got me on contact in one of the WhatsApp groups, whatever, Annalie, I won't disclose your name or anything like that. And I can hold off a couple days and say someone on this day just so we cover it up. But I'd like to hear your experience because I've got it from one person now. I want to compare these experiences. So, okay. And when I say experience, what did they ask you? What was the demeanor? What were they like? Were they friendly? Were they hostile? Were they formal, stiff? And who'd you talk to? And where are they from? Make sure you find out where the people are from, okay? They'll tell you what agency they represent or which part of the State Department, which part of the government, okay? So good luck with that tomorrow, okay? I have a friend who will be going there in a few days as well. So, yeah, rent your home out. You don't have to sell your home. And there's 14 Rand from Roxy. Moment of silence. Marlboro. What are we talking about? What happened? Mother's place was valued at $4 million on market for 2 years. Got $1.7 million after 7 years in the market. It was prime real estate. Yep. See, friends. See. Okay. My son's scribe was neighbors immigrated. Bought a house $30 million. Stay with my friend. Your hard work. I really appreciate it. Okay. Marshall Eagle. Thank you for membership. Almost all markets are going to be flooded. Okay. Yeah. That's you can't sell stuff now. Imagine if a bunch of people are leaving the country. You're going to flood the market. So you might as well keep it if you can. Trust someone. Oh, 3 years in the U.S. Nobody's house stays in the market for 3 years. If your house stays in the market for 3 months around here, it's old. Yeah. Houses sell here. I mean, my neighbor bought the house for 40% more than the original owner bought it for, and then he spent buttload more ripping out all those shrubs, cutting down the trees in the back, expanding the house, changing all the carpets, changing the plumbing. Yeah, and there was no need. He just did it. 3 years to sell a house in Pretoria. Property market housing is a mess, and after the act, yeah, exactly. It's just worse now. May I ask someone to help me with the email address to the embassy? Sonia, click on the pinned link at the top. That'll take you to Substack. Please subscribe. You don't have to, but please do. And then you'll find the videos you're looking for there, okay? Except the one I just did. That's going to be, everything is under, I'll show everybody here in just a moment, and I'll get you the email, okay? So give me a second here. I'll get you the email. You want from the embassy email, okay? Hang on a second. That's what you want. Did I close that window? Hang on a second here. Yeah, okay. Oh, by the way, if you guys want to help a back a buddy for Mr. Voss, that's out there too. I put that on my Twitter link and got abused by a racist. It's unbelievable. Okay, I don't have it here, do I? Where the hell did it go? I got to look it up again. Damn it. It's easy to find though. I have it in my cache. So there we go. Let me click on that. What's that? Oh, thank you for your membership, Pierre Botta. Thank you. Here's the guys. This is all stuff you can find on your own, but I mean, I'm happy to help. So there's that. There's the that's the embassy. If that's the one you want, the embassy. If you want mine, it's a different one. Okay. Just remember, the bank needs 3 months' notice that you're selling. They will charge you fine if you sold before. What kind of nonsense is that? Okay. Neville says, what's going on? You forgot your satchel wine. You forgot your rugby ball. Looks like memory. No. You travel on 7 different flights in 30 days, in addition to flying all the way across the world. And I flew from the States. I flew from Harrisburg, the wrong direction to Chicago, then all the way back to Frankfurt. Spent a day sitting in the airport there, wearing a stupid mask when I left, and all the way to Cape Town. And then have 7 flights. And the moment you arrive, you're out, and you go straight out to do a documentary for Hood Constantia, which nobody watches. Yeah. By the way, if some of you all could go watch my Hood Constantia video, I'd be very grateful for that. I've reloaded on this channel, and it's I premiered it in 2022, but I put it up again recently. So here's the original one. Anyway, so but if you could go watch that, I'd be grateful. There's the original. Either watch the original or watch the updated one, which I just did. It's the same video. I just put some introduction into it. Yeah, and then you travel all over the country, ensuring you've got your bags in both places. You take everything, or you go be security conscious of everything. Yeah, you're going to forget a few things too. Yeah. So the rugby ball was forgotten because I didn't have time. I had to get to AfriForum, and I had to leave. I was with Joel Stransky and with David Ansara and with Mark Oppenheimer. I introduced Mark Oppenheimer and David Ansara to Joel Stransky in Santon, and then I had to run from there to get to AfriForum. And I got to AfriForum and I was late because their street address, the street isn't there. It's in a different place altogether, about 2 kilometers away. I drove around for like a half an hour. Finally, I figured it out and got there late. So that day was rushed. You know, stuff happens. Okay. Good morning, Gail Williamson. Cape Town housing market's flourishing. In our 1 year, ours has literally gone up 25% value. That's true. That's one place where prices go up. Series you mentioned that you were watching, but thanks for reviewing it. Oh, okay, Van. Oh. Sorry, I got that entirely wrong. I didn't understand what you're saying. Sorry, man. Okay. Hey, Sai. Going to do a show on JFK Files? I don't know, Kevin. That doesn't interest me at all. I mean, what are we going to learn? People are all fascinated by that in the Epstein files. Attempted hijacking in front of my gate with a new car without number plates. Had the car for 18 hours. So they didn't get the car? They got your jewelry? Jesus, Anita. Where is this at? Pretoria? You should do U.S. News on this channel. I do U.S. News on this channel, Face. I do. What are you talking about? I do U.S. News on here every day. Every single day. Every single day. Just not at this hour. Sometimes I do. Tonight I'm not because we're rubbishing those stories by Andrew Thompson on News 24. Accept criminal record and dual citizenship. What would qualify for refugee status? It's probably the two biggest things. But dual citizenship may not disqualify you. I'm just saying the U.S. doesn't recognize dual citizenship. I don't think that's going to disqualify you. I'm just saying that I don't believe in it. So I'm not saying it's going to disqualify you if you got dual citizenship. I don't know. Please be advised that there's... Yep, the strike. Thank you for that hint, apology. Anita said, also register for the program. How do we in Eastern Cape do the interview? Well, Anita, if you get an interview, go to the embassy now, you're going to have to go to Pretoria. There's no way around it. If you don't get an email now for this preliminary program where they're doing data discovery and they're trying to figure out what the interest is, then when you get invited later on, based on your address, I suspect they'll probably tell you a place that's close to where you live. East London, PE, Durban, somewhere like that. But we don't know. I mean, you guys are asking impossible questions to answer. I mean, no one knows. I mean, I think I give the most plausible answers possible. You just need to wait. Yeah, don't email them, and once you're just going to flood their servers and mess it up for everybody else. They got your message. If you got a confirmation, they got your message. Yeah, they're protesting, blocking the road. Okay, Herman Freysen says, can you cover the story on test owners' docs and website that list owners' personal details and calls for car? Wow, I haven't seen that. That's domestic terrorism. I haven't seen that, Herman. I'll look for that story tomorrow, Herman. Yeah, I didn't know about that. And there's 404 40 Rand. Thank you for that. That's awesome, folks. Thank you for 70 40 Rand. Thank you, Herman. I'm unaware of that story. But yeah, these domestic terrorists in the Democratic Party and political left, they don't care. They'll do anything. What's this? Cracked ribs. What? Been robbed, attacked at least once a year. Got robbed, attacked 4 times. 3 same night. Had only shirt and socks. 3 cracked. Oh, my goodness. I'm battling with the tip links. I don't know what that means. Do you have to invest $800,000 to qualify for U.S. citizenship? No, you don't. You don't. But it's a faster path to it. And if you got $5 million under Trump's new golden ticket, golden passport, it's even faster. No, you don't have to. You can win the visa lottery. You can apply to immigrate here. Not easy, expensive, but no, you don't have to have $800,000. That's just a quicker path, So, father was in a 3-way car crash. Good Lord. Okay, guys, it has been 3 hours and 15 minutes. I didn't realize it was that long. I need to get some sleep. Last week, he died this morning. Oh, who died this morning, Roxy? Oh, my gosh. And I can't leave now. Jeez. People do not think time is money. It is money. They do. Oh, super chat. It's underneath the video. There's a little $sign, unless you got a crappy phone. If I didn't get a confirmation, is it a problem? Well, not a problem, Oscar Papa, but if you didn't get a confirmation, I'd check your spam folder. And then it's probably in your spam folder. Hijacked, shot, and killed. Okay. Huh. Sorry, I'm looking at something here real quick. So I have mail here, or not mail, but news set up for tonight. This is one of the things I was going to talk about real quick. I was going to talk about the Trump administration is considering giving up NATO command. We've owned that command for 75 years, starting with Eisenhower, and they want to give it away. That's not a good move by Trump. Not a good move. Burn me a cigarette. Burn me for about 70 million. Good Lord. Oh, man. You guys are depressing me listening to this stuff. Oof. Jeez. All right. Well, I'm sorry to hear about Marlboro. That's crazy. Where did that happen at? This is insane. What a horrible country full of criminals. Yep. What a horrible country full of criminals. Thank you, William. You're welcome. Europeans are going to do their own defense now. They're going to spend $800 billion, but that's so they can sell weapons and to save their economy while they fuel the war in Ukraine. EU's too far behind. For some reason, I think that Trump is aligning new allies. Possible. All right, guys, I got to hit the rack, okay? Thanks for being here. Have a good night. I'm going to play Persona Non Grata for you guys again, okay? This is Persona Non Grata. It's a song that I came up with for Ibrahim Rasool.
Shadows where headlines grow, a name engraved in whispers and undertow. Ambassador, no title, now it seems so stark. Persona non grata written in the dark. Oh, the ties that thread and tangle tight, diplomatic dances in the cold moonlight. A step misplaced and the stage does sway. Persona non grata carried far away. Pages turn but bridges burn so fast. A name in ember solemnly cast. In halls of power a silent decree echoes and whispers across the sea. Oh, the ties that thread and tangle tight, diplomatic dances in the cold moonlight. A step misplaced and the stage does sway. Persona non grata carried far away. When walls talk back and windows cry, boundaries drawn under heavy skies. In the space between the set and scene lies a story that cuts unclean. Hold the ties that thread and tangle tight, diplomatic dances in the cold moonlight. A step misplaced and the stage does sway. Persona non grata carried far away. Persona non grata carry far